Oh, yeah.
God, she's so hot.
I apologize to women. I apologize to women. I'm not sure for what yet, but...
We're not worthy.
Right, we're not worthy. I'm not sure what I'm apologizing for yet, but, with Morgan giving me that
10
look.
feminist Hail Marys.
10 feminist Hail Marys. Yes, 10 feminist Hail Marys. This is very fair. Okay. I don't have... Hi, Chris. Hi, Twin. How we doing?
Hi.
Are we winning? We will figure that out momentarily.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now then. Portal to hell!
If the culprit is not the cop's buddy, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Right. I'm gonna be so sad. Oh, portal to hell. That's where the cops. That's where the cops buddy is going. Portal to hell. Let's be real. Yeah, Ed.
Ed.
We are opening all of the portals to hell today.
Yay.
Yeah.
That is where our victim went.
Meanwhile, back in Morgan's apartment. Guardian, Blue Blood, Mega, Megs, Orcas. Dirty cops and criminal informants. Lines drawn back and forth across a battlefield like a spider's suspension bridge. Dizzying in its complexity, frail along any given strand. But one wrong move and you're completely ensnared.
An Orca is an organized criminal organization, some sort of acronym like that.
Yeah, Organized Criminal Associate? It's in this list somewhere.
Somewhere in here. And that's why a little gang is called a pod.
Yeah. Literally, Organized Criminal Associate. A miserable little pile of whales. Very true. But enough talk. We head pet our daughter.
It is so fun.
It is.
Also, Copper referring to automated dependence instead of cops in general.
Yeah, the evolution of the clanker. Farewell, Sarah. We shall see you soon. Priorities. The Icaria don't care about who tore through Creek's gang, but they would prefer Sosuke doesn't spend life in prison for killing a cop. The Blue Bloods want to tear Sosuke's throat out, but if Han's taken at her word, they're settling for 5 counts of murder. Can I take Han at her word? Is she a young blood like Creek, or is she with the old guard? Could I have asked London that? If I had, could I have trusted his answer? Because it turns out Kasim London is much, much harder to read than I anticipated. And I can't even trust my client to act in his own self-interest. The man's a bodyguard by trade and a zealot for his house. The trial starts tomorrow. Do I still need more information? Is it their time to find it? No, what I need right now is a nightcap. If I can't fall asleep, then I'll know I'm in trouble. Until then, guess sleep will have to wait until then. It's unlocked. Ooh, this?
Oh. Pardon me for dropping in at such a late hour, Counselor Morgan. This seems to be one of the Icaria.
Ooh, standing there in my doorway, she cut through the light like a blade of spilt ink. Very romantic.
I love Bakemonogatari.
Yeah! But twice as sharp and not nearly as familiar. It is outside of normal consultation hours, Miss, purses her lips. Like lily petals shying away from the moonlight.
Gay?
Oh, gay, lesbian? What's a smirk by any other name? Ooh.
Please, call me Mire.
Any last name, Mire? The question floats in the air like curling cigarette smoke. I could tell she was used to the smell. Oh?
I'll leave that up to your imagination.
I apologize to women. I apologize to women. I apologize to women. Self-assured and unapologetic. The unspoken family name.
Really casually.
Loud as a signature. Written in blood. You're from House Icaria.
Don, for just a second, could you go to the sound mixer and mute the game? Just a little bit.
Mute the game.
Just for a bit.
Okay.
I want to...
Oh, and Discord?
Hey, this should be enough set up.
Yeah.
Play the Caligula effect overdose. Don't do that, but do.
Yeah.
Let's go, Mirei-sama.
Mirei-sama's here.
Okay, I'm done. Might I step inside?
She blinks. Her head turns a millimeter. A forked tongue testing the temperature of the air. She wasn't asking for permission. Just you? What about your friends in the hallway? She raises an eyebrow but keeps staring at the floor. She's surprised at my perception of the unseen threat, but not quite impressed.
I don't think they need to join us. Do you?
She was the kind of woman to make you remember. Smoking could kill.
She can kill me.
I would thank her.
Glasses!
Glasses! How can I be of service, Mirei? Occupation representative, like sipping alcohol, rubbing alcohol, arachnids. Dislikes sunrises, black tea, photographers. Favorite smell, dojo floors. The best at making use of people. The worst at hiding my distaste. Are we in lesbian? But yes.
My name is smoking.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ma'am.
Why are there so many hot people here?
Miss Mirei.
You're already being quite accommodating. Both to me, my family's interests. I came here tonight to be of service to you, ma'am.
Oh, well then.
I understand that you're somewhat new to this underworld of ours. It is some sort of lesbian poker.
Yeah. Mommy, I mean, Mirei.
I want a poker.
Yeah. I'm grateful for that offer, Mirei. But inexperienced as I am, I've gathered that House Ikaria didn't come into its fortune by being generous. She would put out her cigarette on my forehead. I would thank her.
Please. I want to be her chair.
Please.
Would you like to know how House Ikaria did come into its fortune?
I know you operate a lending corporation with a significantly diversified portfolio.
Yes, the good old IFG. The public face of the Ikaria criminal empire. Clean-shaven as it's become.
They've very much sanitized their public image. Had a job interview today and it went good. Awesome. Wish you the best.
And?
I know you founded a pharmaceutical company and profited immensely when it went public. Hi, Makoto?
And before that?
One chance. Shoot your shot, Newt. Shoot your shot. I know your family became neo-bility during the years of civil unrest. No doubt by being well-positioned when the time came to reprivatize our nation's industries.
Yes. And before that?
I know you slaughtered the Blue Bloods 30 years ago. Not holding back.
Very good, Counselor Morgan. You've acclimated to our waters remarkably fast.
What I don't know is why Makoto Ikaria has been the target of multiple kidnapping attempts over the past year.
Oh, you can't fathom a guess as to why the Blue Bloods might want to ransom the family's heir. Or ransom is the preferred option for them.
Right. That's the only guess I can make. It strikes me as shallow. Nothing more dangerous than the waters you don't know the depth of.
As you said, 30 years ago, the Ikaria cartel, an unrecognizable band of brutes and drug smugglers compared to today.
Cartel? I hardly knew him. Hey, did you know every good relationship is based on shared interests? Anyway, I hear you into killing.
Massacred that fate.
Oh. Mood. Oh.
I'm dying. The smoke is killing me.
Understandable.
Massacred the respectable Blue Bloods and left their geriatric leadership to die on the vine.
Aura so strong, she is literally smoking as we speak.
Allowed.
Yes.
But we thrust a knife much deeper than that.
You went after their heirs.
And their entire future.
Oof.
Are you familiar with genetic factor authentication? Oh, we have that?
Ooh, using DNA as a password.
Blood, specifically. Easier than memorizing a string 3 billion characters long.
But GFA's fallen out of favor, hasn't it?
Blue Bloods made ample use of it back then.
A bad bet.
They already had all their offshore accounts, business titles, property deeds. The Blue Bloods thought they'd already won. That they were establishing a dynasty. So, as they made their political marriages, they bound their alliances and fortunes in literal blood. Well, that's why it's been so difficult for them since that.
Yeah.
GFA was both a financial and symbolic laundering of the Blue Bloods' past. Their children now married, clean-cut, and perfectly respectable. Would prosper alongside wealth no longer tainted by ill-gotten gains.
Close-up of her eyes.
So that GFA registry became the Ikaria's checklist. We went through and crossed out anyone that could have accessed those funds. Oh, God.
Ooh, brutal. Genetic factor authentication, password, live blood samples provided in combination with username and passkey to complete verification.
Okay, thank God it was in combination.
Ah, yeah.
Would have been a nightmare otherwise.
Yeah. Only can be conducted in person. Sample acquired by a trained on-site professional. Because the physical reality is cryptographically secure, cannot be bypassed or hacked in any traditional sense. Some security systems and cryptographic algorithms incorporate biological elements in one or more ways. GFA, as it was originally developed, has gone largely unadopted throughout the... Ooh. Few corporations are interested in tying information or resources to specific bloodlines as opposed to specific groups. The verification process itself is inconvenient for most. Bollocks. That feeling when I accidentally click away. Inconvenient for most, while totally unusable for anyone working remotely. Yes. Most secure, least accessible. GFA still offered at some of the most prestigious and secure banks in the world. Like, that would be the ideal application for just, like, serious safe deposit box stuff. Families with particularly long lineages have been known to favor GFA for what are effectively symbolic reasons. Because GFA remains accessible to any past or future offspring, sometimes offered as a wedding or baby shower gift for couples.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. Users also frequently searched for how to change lost password fast. Pat, 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 pat.
Now, all of it sits untouchable overseas in encrypted digital warehouses in some of the oldest, most austere banks in the world. Collecting interest that will never be claimed. Does that answer your question as to why they target Makoto?
No, and you know it doesn't. 'Cause if they thought they could lock you out of your coffers by killing Makoto, they wouldn't be trying to take him alive.
You're paying attention. I like that. Oh. They don't use GFA. And Makoto is the heir to the House Ikaria, to the Ikaria Financial Group.
Smoothness on that smoke.
You never be tied to our legitimate banking information.
Why not? What if he wants to buy a lollipop? Gonna be the buzzkill scientist and say that full genetic locks would be quite bad in practicality for many reasons, but makes for good sci-fi. Would you like me to? Yes, go for it. Please, feel free to yap.
I love information.
Yeah. I know...
The thing about the overseas bank accounts also explains the legend of the little prince that they mentioned.
Oh.
Right, that'll lead them back to prosperity, actually.
Yeah.
And not some King Arthur stuff.
Yeah.
A lollipop would be provided for him. Yay!
Yeah, definitely, Dark. I know you have the credentials to give good yappage on that topic.
Yeah. The family's black market proceeds and its white market holdings must never mix.
No,
keeps things legitimate.
Yeah, no gray market. You divided your house right down the middle. Pardon the expression, but how can you stand?
It's off the backs of many.
Power move.
And I volunteer.
I volunteer as tribute. And you all take this division that seriously. Oh.
Deadly seriously. Under our family's rule, dating back centuries. Either you serve the house or you serve its interests. Never both.
So you're assigned to either the criminal organization that's registered as the IFG, or to managing the family's legitimate business holdings like Renogen. That means you
are nearly as much of an outsider to the Ikaria Financial Group as you are.
Nearly is doing a lot of work there. Who do you answer to, then? Who controls the Ikaria's legitimate empire? Is Makoto the figurehead of the legitimate empire, and she's the black and the black of the black and white?
Until Makoto...
Oof.
Sorry?
Sip water. Take sip.
Okay.
Hydrate.
Yummy. Until Makoto marries his mother.
Tasty. I take it Makoto isn't solely responsible for the house's affairs at his age?
Makoto wields great authority as the heir, but yes, the house is led by his father Raphael, and more directly by his grandfather.
Oh, that's
our
him.
patriarch, Daisuke Ikaria. Those are such striking eyes.
I see, indeed. Yes, thank you for the hydrate,
I
Chris.
see his eyes.
Yeah. So the long and short of it is that genetic sequencing requires a certain level of processing in a lab environment to a 90% approximate confidence genetic peak pretty quickly. That's far for good enough for GFA. If you wanted to actually have a genetic sequencing required to access funds, you'd be waiting minimum a day, and you'd need to account for potential variations which base... Ooh. Miss One Drop, everyone have a good night. You too! Thank you for stopping by. And thank you for the posture check. We straighten up, we drink. Yeah, the process... That makes sense. The actual... Like... The sci-fi, the TV side of the... like DNA testing and whatnot just comes back in like half an hour or so. But yeah, that stuff legitimately takes days, I imagine. Takes, yeah, minimum a day.
Remember that vertical movie we watched in the Freya Accord?
The vertical movie. I'm blanking.
The one with the pregnancy in the bathroom.
Oh, yeah!
DNA testing was very easy in that one.
Incredibly. That one just... That movie was just like a gradual escalation of madness. Constant DNA checking, the surveillance photos, the constant flashbacks.
Casually letting your friend borrow your social security number.
As you do. I mean, if you ever need to borrow my social security number, feel free.
Oh, yay!
I see. That puts me back where I started. The Blue Bloods want to hold Makoto hostage to gain leverage on the likes of Daisuke.
How can I put this? Had things gone even significantly different 30 years ago, the Blue Bloods would have been the ones shaking hands with politicians, marrying ambassadors, and sitting in boardrooms. Some of them believe it can still be so, if the right match were made.
Oh, they want to marry into House Ikaria? But Makoto's and all the real Blue Bloods are older than...
Gross!
Hmm.
They find an age-appropriate adoption. You're missing the point. Oh, okay, yay!
Yay!
That justifies the kidnapping.
It's fine.
They need Makoto alive and well to negotiate that kind of reversal of fortune.
They've been trying to capture him for the past year. Every Blue Blood I met today seemed to care a lot more about getting revenge for their dead men than kidnapping a preteen.
How many of them do you think Sosuke's cut down in the last year he spent repelling their attempts?
Significant amount. Is it a source of internal conflict? If the old guard are throwing young bloods into an Ikaria shredder en masse trying to capture Makoto just to elevate themselves,
Ooh.
suppose that all might total up to enough motivation for them to torture Sosuke, yeah.
Hmm.
And she looked at me, and I looked at her.
The collared shirt, the slightly uneven collar, and
yes,
Akama over it.
top button unbuttoned.
Ah. I'd heard that Sosuke was wounded. No one informed me that he had been tortured. Oh.
You know him, I take it.
As you've gathered, Sosuke deals in matters unrelated to my side of the family. But he is still family. Speaking of my side, I have a duty as a representative of my wing of the house to stress that we do not want this trial to be prolonged. You have 3 days. You ever watched Phoenix Wright?
So the bean counters don't care for the extra attention. That makes sense. Do you care about the outcome?
A win is always preferable.
For all intents and purposes, the blood typing plus iris scan plus username and password plus physical token be just as secure as your DNA sequence. Ah. That's feasible.
Yeah.
But not a necessity. Makoto Ikaria hired me to prove Sosuke's innocence. If he's the one signing the checks...
Did he say why he hired you? Oh? He hired you for 2 reasons. Reason 1, his options are limited. More limited than he suggested, no doubt, to keep a strong front. The entire house is currently being audited by the state. Oh!
I see.
Our usual legion of lawyers and accountants are already billing hours as fast as they can, so he wouldn't have his pick of the litter.
That's fair. So one half of the family can't talk business at the dinner table with the other half, but you share a pool of lawyers. It's a bullpen, like a baseball.
Wow. Lawyers can be trusted to be discreet, can they not?
Clever, hello.
Hi.
It is time to apologize to women. Yes, we can read between the lines.
So you'll understand reason number 2. Whatever lawyer he did find through the Icaria's usual connections would, like me, do whatever is best for the house as a whole. Which means cutting him loose, huh?
And not what's best for Sosuke.
I'll make an amendment. 3 reasons. Makoto knew that if he didn't assign any lawyer, Sosuke would just stay silent as the state dragged him off to be chained. Rather than inconvenience the house any further. Loyalty.
Loyalty. Well, yeah. I've known Sosuke for less than a day, and even I can tell he's never seen a cross he wouldn't jump at the opportunity to bear. That explains why Makoto would hire someone without connections to the Icaria. You slow-rolling another addendum that'll clear up why on earth my name came across his desk. That's when Morgan told you you have to pen the first few frames that she's... Yeah. only when she was told that some other crime interfered does she call... Yeah. It's like, yeah. Oh god, I have to defend him. Or, did you say 5 murders? Well, something's up here. I only did 4. Littered with crayons and timetables, as I'm sure it was. She looked at me, and I looked at her.
I want to always be looking at her.
Real.
I hope I've been able to elucidate matters for you, Counselor Morgan.
Standing in between 2 very intimidating women, watching them stare each other down. And just feeling myself shrink. Masterfully settled way to say we're done talking.
Now, I might ask you a small favor in return. Pass this message to Sosuke. If you see a way out, take it.
Concerning?
Take care.
Do you understand what you're asking him to do? Even if Sosuke took a plea bargain, even if I somehow got the other charges reduced to manslaughter, self-defense, state thinks he killed a cop.
The message is for Sosuke, not you. Your interpretation of it is irrelevant.
End of conversation. As she reaches the exit, she turns back to look at me, lingering in the doorway like the warm buzz of a strong, dark cocktail.
But your assessment is correct. If this were just 4 dead blue bloods, our dim little underworld could balance out the ledger unassisted. If that cop hadn't shown up last night...
Do you know something about delayed Officer Chopin?
City in mourning. After death of City Councilman's beloved adoptive son in the line of duty. He knows that his funeral dirge will make those poor boys' death sound like a disinterested sigh. 3 boys in Creek? Can we say 3 boys in Creek?
3 boys in Creek. 3 boys in Creek, we will say it.
By the way, I must admit you have a lovely apartment, Counselor.
Is this flirting? Changing subjects
Please?
as subtly as a bullet train hopping its tracks.
Quite spacious for a defense attorney.
Yeah, place wouldn't sell after the train route got diverted. I negotiated down the rent and then installed all the soundproofing myself.
Ooh, handy one. Can't open the windows without being treated to the sounds of the city, then.
There's always a cost.
That's one mystery solved, then, isn't it? Enjoy the rest of your quiet evening, Counselor. What did she mean by this?
The door glides door closed behind her, easy as a question left unasked. I'm here hanging on a single held breath of stillness, listening as the deafened thud of her honor guard's implied violence stamps down on the hallway behind her.
Okay, well, Dark, we don't know. We haven't seen the cop yet to know if he's hot.
This is true, although we have him.
Oh, no, wait,
We do have it. This is...
Yeah, not a fan.
Yeah, You're trying to figure out if Morgan was corrupt and to sabotage the defense on the take. That's a fair guess. A very fair guess.
I cannot read subtext.
Oh. Okay. Oh, jeez. My
Well,
backlog! I still leaned back in my chair, staring holes into my ceiling long after the scent of her expensive tobacco had faded into null. Savoring it while it lasted was beyond me at the moment. My attention's elsewhere. This case is knotted and twisted like a gnarled oak. Just when I think I've found my rhythm, the blade runs dull. Carving is an exercise in patience and vision. You need to start with a clear picture of what you want.
she does carving.
He's a cop. He has an innate 0.8% modifier to attractiveness. 0.8%, 0.8
True.
times. Yeah. Accurate. I want some answers. But for now, I'll sleep. Tomorrow in court, I'll just have to keep whittling away at the wood until I fashion something halfway usable. And well, if that doesn't work, I'll use a chainsaw.
Yay!
Sick.
Not literally, right, Morgan? Right, Morg?
Maybe. Hey, cool kid. Ooh? Hello?
Oh, who is this?
Yes, you, trying to look all stoic, staring out the window. Little late to try and look detached after that thing you pulled the other day. Ooh. That wasn't a joke? Making that announcement in front of the class? You trying to start a detective club or something?
Dean Morgan had hobbies?
Ooh. What mysteries? Disappearing cleaning supplies? Books not getting returned to the library? Sounds lame. Oh, not like that's your fault. Everything's lame. Good luck finding members. Everyone around here already knows what they're going to do after school. And tomorrow. And next year. They're all staring down the barrel of a lucrative career and telling other companies how to provide web services, or whatever the hell this school's supposed to train us for.
Oh, specialized school.
A lawyer, if you say so, cool kid. The Megs will probably have robots doing that by the time you graduate, but sure. Law school is supposed to be hard to get into. You'll need a record that doesn't suck. Getting the club you started shut down because you couldn't get anyone to join probably won't help. Wow, so confident. You really are a cool kid. Who is bullying my girl?
Are they dead now?
Most likely. And good riddance.
Happy Kagero Project Day!
I got a project. Ooh. State building. Floor 48. Oh.
I forgot who Sosuke was.
You.
Okay. Morgan, please, this is...
Hold still and relax. This will be over soon. Sarah's watching.
I thought you were joking about the makeup. I gotta make him look presentable for the judges.
Of course I wasn't joking. A face like yours is invaluable in the courtroom.
And you think covering me in concealer and blush and applying eyeliner will help me appeal to what demographic exactly? You know what the Odagiri effect is.
You know the names of all this stuff.
I'm a modern man. I know the names of many things, including makeup.
We stand.
Oh, his face got worse.
Oh.
Just a second.
Oh, do your best. Big city. You reminded me of the two women screaming in the cat meme. Oh god, yeah. You're right. And all I'll say about that take on cops suck, but it's Rey's fucking rest in peace. I'm so sorry. Oh, I know what we will do.
Okay, I got a lozenge, so I should be alive
Oh
now.
yay, you lived. Oh, we're sure here. I want to see 80. Head empty
Should I have him
London.
be your keychain?
Oh, Morgan, Fran, Sarah, Sato, Emma, Head empty London. Ingy, 80. Imani?
Love how you have left London alone.
He hasn't earned the right to join my phone. Not yet. Okay.
Is that your eyebrow gel? Does he have a preferred brand of eyebrow gel? I don't know what eyebrow gel is, by the way. It's picky.
Yes, standards. Do you want to do the rest?
I think some of the jury might find that his wounds make him look rugged. Some people prefer this, Adonai.
Yeah.
And furthermore, from an aesthetic perspective, leaving some of his buttons undone will let her speak. Excuse me? You're clearly a devoted martial artist, Sosuke. You should be proud to display your well-defined collarbones as the fruit of your efforts.
And your pecs, show them off. Just hold still. Appearances matter in the courtroom. 95% of defendants who are ever seen in prison garb at the trial are found guilty.
I don't doubt your tactics work, Morgan.
My tactics included getting your suit pressed. You wrinkle it back up.
I just find them unpalatable. Going to get the jury, these civilians to pity me is shameful. I'm going to shake him.
You're worried about honor? Really? You're already a cybernetic ninja, Sosuke. Don't be a stereotype.
Don't call other people stereotypes. He's right, Adonai. And he's more of a cybernetic samurai since he's sworn himself to a wealthy landowning noble.
I'm confused, Sosuke. Is it honorable how your family makes their money? Made their money. Eyebrow gels used to keep eyebrows in a certain way, like, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Huh. I'm not talking about morality, I'm talking about having principles. Yes, they're subjective, and yes, they can be hypocritical. But the further you stray from the common path, the more you need them. I mean, what about her? What would Sarah be like if she didn't have tenets to guide her programming?
Oh no. I can only imagine.
Some sort of Moogie gremlin, perhaps.
Yeah. We learned about tenets last time. They built them on the tenet system. Yep.
Those are the hard-coded rules that you put into any sort of automated dependent.
Yep. They've ballooned to 113. And, yep, Sarah doesn't have tenants, but as things...
Yeah, nowadays the do no harm to people thing is more of a good luck charm.
Yeah. And they've just ballooned to 113, been lobbied. Of course, this tenant's sponsored by Coca-Cola. This tenant's sponsored by Nationwide Insurance. One tenant that could not be removed when any safety program was TNT_safety 0. Yep, could not produce outcomes that would result in harm to the living person. After the decision reached in People versus Volstis defense contractors, the resulting widespread adoption of automated defense in the military, it's no longer required. Yeah, like you said, good luck charm.
Mm-hmm.
Can only imagine. But some people, believe it or not, enjoy their freedoms.
Adrift in the middle of the ocean, you are free to go in whatever direction you want.
Yeah, the three laws of robotics that just ballooned up through politics.
But without a compass, you just die of exposure.
Just honor and principles as a moral code. If you only ever follow exactly what the compass says, you'll sail north until you freeze to death.
The point is, if you have a compass, you know which direction north is. The girls are fighting.
Fortunate for us all, then, that the state is a 1,000,000 megawatt North Star pointing toward complacency at all times.
And the media is like the wind, and without the wind, I'm contributing too.
Do your best, Sarah.
You'll get stuck in the tide.
Yes. You did your best.
It was a nice try, Sarah. Forget it. Do whatever you want with your brushes, woman.
And you're pouting again. Great. Sarah, just keep him talking.
Well, if I'm talking, how will you...
Trust me, I've done more delicate work before. Sarah, small talk.
Valiant and I.
There's got like the little halo light above Sarah.
Yeah. We brought up angel imagery with Sarah last stream too.
Yeah.
Sarah does happen to be a very biblical name. Sosuke, do you happen to have any tattoos? May I see them? Are the jury going to ask about that or something? They might.
They might, and they should.
Well, yes, as a matter of fact, I do have a tattoo. A Komainu on my back. Oh, may I see it? A Komainu, a guardian dog. Look at her eyes.
She's so excited.
Yeah.
Oh, I just got the meaning of that, the way you pronounce that. Komainu. You have a tattoo of a dog.
I think they're called lion dogs in English.
Ah.
It's a fierce guardian deity, and also because he's a dog.
Yeah. Like a Labrador or yeah.
Like a great fierce. A big dog. They call me Sosuke, big dog, woof woof.
Bork, 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 bork.
Perhaps you should have it changed to some other design, like, say... like a dragon. Can't believe it.
She's so proud of that.
There's no switching. I can't take this off my back and put something else there.
Just reskinned.
That view is Gotoku. Gotoku.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The buyer's remorse must be unbearable.
There's no buyer's remorse.
I'm totally not tilted.
I'm not mad. Write it down that I'm not mad.
I want it in the court record. Lift your chin.
Oh man, modified tattoos, like so that you could get a GIF tattooed on you. That would be sick.
Oh my god. You know corporations would buy up ad space on people.
Oh no, they would. Remember that little campaign on Instagram where if you get a tattoo of a drumstick ice cream, you get a year's worth of drumsticks?
Yeah.
It was really tempting. I do like drumsticks. I really think they'll feel bad for me because of some cuts and scrapes.
You're not good at listening to instructions, are you? Prosecution has to get 12 strangers to agree that you killed 5 men. Each charge has to be unanimous, a perfect score. So any chip damage we can do, any doubt we can sow, we'll take it. Any advantage we're given, we make full use of it.
The advantage you're talking about is my face? Are you really not used to this kind of attention, Sosuke? Look, it may be true that at times some women have expressed. And men, no doubt.
True. Like
All
me.
I'm saying is there's a difference between knowing your strength and powdering up like this.
like me, I would...
Like a dragon.
Yeah, pretend it's war paint.
Is that how you see it?
No, but I'm a grown-up. Yeah.
Thank you for entertaining my questions last night, Sosuke.
Love the little
Oh,
smile.
come to think about it, did we ever learn what she was talking about with Reyes?
No, we didn't. Yeah, we never came back to that scene.
Huh.
Did she ask
It's
you?
not a sign of how you see yourself, it's a sign of the esteem and story that your family attests to you.
Oh, the Irezumi, the tattoos.
Hmm.
Ah. So it's sort of like the principles he
He's the
carries.
Hound.
Yeah, it's sort of like the principles he carries. It's all developed in his time in service to the Ikaria. Did she ask you about your dimensions?
The subject might have come up. Can we check Sosuke's profile again, see if any dimensions were added?
Sarah, please. How good
I'm
notes
counting on
did you
you, Sarah.
take? How good notes did you take? Aw.
Aw.
Fair.
I want to see his cup size.
Please. I must know.
She's a talkative one, isn't she?
Oh, sorry if she kept you up all night.
I want to keep Sosuke up all night. No, she's no trouble, just curious. Reminds me of... We discussed history.
Oh, well then she must have put you right to sleep. Bonk. He's a 36E, I can tell.
Yeah! And tonight was his choice of subject.
So you read history, Sosuke? I assume you spent all your free time frowning in the corners of the rooms with your arms crossed. Rude.
We talked about the Roman Empire for your information. Do you think like 200 years in the future, it's wrapped back around to not being a red flag?
Oh.
And
Hey.
criminal empires.
Ancient enough history that it's refined to study. Nothing too detailed, I hope.
But Sosuke, I don't understand. What did you mean when you said that criminal organizations used to be structured differently?
Only...
I mean that old ways don't fit in our new 21st century world. Old way? Well,
He's talking about race, Sarah.
race? Like when you jump? Or when you run? I don't understand.
Well, that's to be expected. After all, you share 98% of your components with a washing machine.
Mean to her.
Oh,
That is an untrue and unflattering comparison.
I can suplex a washing machine, Adonai. Maybe you do get it.
Oh, look, Thera. names like Mafia, Gokuro, they all came from different cultures, but they all refer to a kind of path. An outsider's path, and the pride that comes with living by your own set of rules. Those were the first criminal organizations. Underground guilds, lending systems, militias, secret societies.
Oh, sure. They're just big friendly charities, basically.
Yeah, did you hear about the Yakuza orphanages?
Ah.
And the world got smaller, and people started moving around, and the mafia changed. It became a way for immigrants to band together to have some kind of power in places that wouldn't give them a chance at anything remotely respectable. But the world kept getting smaller and more complex, and eventually that kind of community couldn't form, let alone survive. Why? Not enough shared experiences. Shared experiences, I see.
Fancy way of saying the internet came along.
Well, yes, technology negates the physical distance between people. When you spend most of your life online, you end up with more in common with people on the other side of the planet than your own neighbors. It's because of where your recommendations take you.
Guided by the algorithm.
So the immigrant experience disappeared. Fractured, more like. Cracked into a million shards with a hammer. Well, generational or economic experiences got cemented.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. We've lived through several. At this point.
World's more diverse and varied than it's ever been in every sense. Except economically. Wealth inequality is at historical highs.
We should destroy the rich out of that.
Please. As it has been every year for, oh god.
Since before I was born.
To answer your question, Sarah, that's what binds the members of a criminal organization to one another. Their socioeconomic status. House Ikaria is at the top. The Blue Bloods lie below us.
Probably also partly why the old bloods and the the old guard and the young bloods split so hard. The old guard have their bonds of family past, and the young guns all want to make, coming from poorer backgrounds, that's their shared experience.
The oldies still have their pride.
Yeah.
Boomers are real.
Boomers are real. Blue boomers.
Within each organization, wealth is concentrated among the leadership, of course, but each mafia exists in entirely different strata.
Yeah, not to mention the literal generation gap between them, yeah. And I recall they did pretty much flat out discuss the, their younger generations all got wiped out. And so they're filling that gap with people from the slums, pretty much financially. Yeah. Taking advantage of them, taking advantage of the young
But
bloods.
don't want them rising too much.
Yeah. Like, interesting of Mire to theorize that they are, like, feeding the young bloods to the grindstone that is Sosuke, trying to kidnap Makoto.
Like cats to the coyotes.
Yeah.
I see. I've also read about an organization called the Rust being active here in the city. Are they in the poverty class then? The Rust? I would put them in the anarchy class. Yeah, they're red to the Blue Bloods blues.
Literally expendable.
Wing tattoos and spiked hair, chrome biceps and sharpened teeth. I want to look at them.
Oh, please, tell me more.
Blue Bloods, for all their faults, can put on a tie and go to work. I can't see the Rust experiencing any kind of social mobility.
Careful, Sosuke, if the Rust heard you being that classist.
The Rust wouldn't care about anything I said or who I stand with. I don't need any excuse to start ripping open modders and grabbing whatever they can. Things like that happen in this city? Be so careful, Sarah.
Yeah.
Only in the shadows, Sarah. Know where you'd find yourself.
Hopefully. Finally ran out of steam.
On to the grim business, then.
Welcome to Project Moon, Sarah. Sarah, Sarah, we are keeping you. We are protecting you from N Corp. And the investigation go?
Yeah, they'd trade every single young blood if it had a coin flip's chance of it getting the little lord.
Yeah.
Assuming that's what Sosuke is, his hair is greenish blue, and green and blue are the same color in Japanese, kind of.
Oh,
Therefore.
Yeah.
How bad was it?
Nonsense. It was pretty bad. With what I've seen so far, there's no one else who could have killed Chopin. If I manage to pick apart all the evidence of the pod's deaths, they've got a police officer who will swear on the stand that he arrested Sosuke standing over his partner's dead body.
What's it gonna look like in there?
You've never been inside a courtroom.
Or as a defendant?
Oh god, yeah, Sarah is basically Angela in this situation. Literally.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Just machine treading dangerously close to becoming human.
Which is illegal.
Indeed. Both here and in the Project Moon City.
I'm just wondering how many cops I should expect.
In the gallery, a sea of blue. Cheap intimidation tactics.
Yes, but I can't fault them for that. They line up much the same for one of ours.
How telling.
Cops are basically another gang.
Yeah, how telling. Cops being an officially sanctioned organized crime. You say that, and yet I don't see any other Ikaria around.
This is a completely different scenario. If the house can't afford to appear beside a cop killer when they're being audited by the state.
How understanding of you.
Adonai. I think Sosuke is sad that his friends haven't shown up. We should be his new friends.
Yes, good catch.
You were hired by Makoto of House Ikaria, weren't you, Adonai? Surely he would want to be in attendance.
Right?
Is he allowed, though? Don't be absurd. Makoto shouldn't be transported anywhere without a full security team. It's which, he shouldn't be put through the long elevator ride to this 48th floor just for my sake.
Right. What's so bad about an elevator ride?
Is he in Edgeworth? Is he afraid?
Ah!
No, wait, they took an elevator to get... Never mind.
To get out. To get out, too.
Is he claustrophobic? No, that is... Yes, but,
Oh no.
You cannot tell anyone, understand?
What the hell would I tell that to?
Right. She's gonna sell this info to Diamante.
Immediately, as soon as we leave. Look, it's illegal to stream trial proceedings under most circumstances, but I'm sure House Ikaria doesn't mind playing a fine. He'll be watching from somewhere in the courtroom.
That would be a waste of the house's coin.
Shh.
I suppose they might consider keeping an eye on the case's progression.
Sarah, live stream mode. As will the Blue Bloods, no doubt.
Good and I think Sosuke's spirits have rallied. He's so good at understanding people.
Yeah.
Please pat her head.
We must head pat this. Patting her.
Hey.
Oh, God.
And many are wanting to beat Sosuke to death.
This is true.
Mostly cops.
Really? How can you tell? Miss Emma? Hi.
Why, Emma? He lifted his gaze and his eyes seemed brighter as if...
Good. Now try and keep his spirits high.
how do I do that?
Headpats. Think of something fun.
Right. Okay, shall we arm wrestle?
Who wants Emma?
You can take Emma for now, but I imagine there will be a lot of scenes of just her and Morgan, so at those times I will be the Emma.
Okay. Oh. Good morning, Morgan. Good morning, Emma. You seem tired. Want to push this off till next week? Actually, that sounds, Hey. Sorry. We'll be facing off soon enough. Why not savor the playfulness while we still can? Fair enough. Losing sleep over this case? Not really, no. Things look pretty cut and dry to me. And what about you? You toss and turn all night before your big debut as a mob lawyer? Not at all, I slept like a rock. Lucky. I mean, I've been getting good rest, more or less. Just been having a lot of late nights recently. Late nights? Like, going out? No. Just late night chats.
In Mystic Messenger.
Chatting about what? God, look at all of them. Never seen so many cops in one building. Bring a marching band into the courtroom if they could. Theater. Right. Well, theater and trial weren't all that far apart back in ancient Greece. Hope we've progressed since then. Don't approve of this show of force, I take it. Is it that obvious? I'd like to say this is because of who Chopin's family is, but we both know that's not really what this is really about. Cop is dead. The state wants to make it clear that isn't tolerated. Cops volunteer to defend our laws and protect our citizens. Volunteers don't get paid. Besides, cops, courts, the state, all they can do is enforce the laws, not defend them. Volunteers don't get paid, so that's an added perk. Guns and arms can't defend against corrosion anyway. Rot comes from the deep. So we'd rather that the death of a police officer get the same treatment as any other citizen. Suppose that's not possible. They get increasingly fewer chances to play the victim every year, and they never let the opportunity pass. So real for that.
Yeah.
No, I guess the best I could hope for is that the state... same show of force whenever any crime is committed. If they treated every death like the death of the cop, maybe I could have caught HBK by now. You're still on that? Of course. Shooting deaths are down, but do you know how many missing persons cases there are in this city? How many deaths get written up as mod harvesting attacks gone wrong? It's a big city, Morgan. More than enough blood running through the streets for HBK to launder their kills in. You shouldn't joke like that. What, you don't believe me? Just last month, missing person. The report was filed by their employer when they didn't show up to work, 7 days after they had last been seen by anyone. They were just some part-time worker, no close friends, no family. They went to work, and they came home, paid their bills. They disappeared. And no one cared or even noticed until their job didn't get done and those bills went unpaid. No one noticed until they stopped buying in. The body was found a full 2 weeks later. It was... What happened to them? Forced to the back of the head. Something metallic with a sharp corner, we think. It was a roughly cued machine part I pulled from a dumpster nearby. Morgan!
Oh, she did do that.
It fit snugly in my hand and it caved through his skull like a shovel through snow. Morgan!
Morgan.
Bad Morgan! Kicked into the bay. Might not even have been weighed down. Which, you know, that it looks like
Looks like an epithet?
Oh!
Erased?
Nice. The true power. We apologize to women. Kicked into the bay. Might not even have been weighed down. Just thrown away like a cheap... Don Padawan of the devil. No, my true form. Unlocked. Just thrown away like a cheap... That's terrible. Did you find any belongings on them? No. So probably a mugging then, right? Now there would have been other injuries from a struggle. And a thief who accidentally committed murder would be too panicked, too terrified to... Do you know how muggers think now? You can learn how anyone thinks. Even HBK with a robust enough profile. Well...
Oh, she wants to study her so bad.
Good luck building it all by your lonesome. I'm not working on this by myself. Ah, sorry. Right. Did you want to beg for mercy real quick before we begin? Now where would be the fun in that? God, I love them.
These lovely women gay. Good for them. Good for them.
Courtroom 48D.
Oh boy, I hope we get the same ad.
Oh, yeah.
80. The courtroom gallery is quite full today, isn't it?
Awash in a sea of pissed off cops.
Doesn't exactly shore up one's confidence, does it?
5 counts of murder would be newsworthy any day of the week. And the fact that one of the bodies belongs to a cop and a crowd was to be expected. Didn't think they'd be so quiet, though. Well, yes and no. Yes and no, Mira.
I mean, we're being a defense attorney. We know that our client is innocent, and that's why we're defending him.
Yes. We're also representing him against the cops. So it's automatically a plus in our favor.
F the police.
F the police. Maybe they're all just waiting for the firing pistol before they start casting their stones.
No, we're not the killer. We only made 4 of the 5 body.
Yeah, we're a killer. We're not the killer. The mystery began when we found out that we were defending Sosuke and for 5 murders, and we just stopped internally and went, wait a minute, we only did 4 of those.
Mm-hmm. They wouldn't kill a cop. That's way too risky. They'd actually investigate.
Yeah. She goes after the people who will be missed for who wouldn't be missed for a week or 2.
Mm-hmm.
We're Evangeline Morgan,
yeah, so
not
Morgan
Shelley the Killer.
uniquely knows a whole lot about the crime and can't reveal the stuff that she's not supposed to know.
Yeah, like our evidence. Yeah, the forbidden red text in our evidence is the stuff that only Morgan, the killer, would know. Don't let it get to you, Sosuke. They're just posturing.
Posturing, I understand. I've been in attendance for my share of intense negotiations. The bloodlust in those rooms was always mutual.
I'm admiring the rotating cube in the background. You don't feel any animosity towards these cops?
I'm used to summoning my temper on command.
Like a good doggo.
Woof woof. Yeah, might have forgotten how to get angry for my own sake. I'm shaking him.
Like a chew toy. Does Sosuke woof? Does he bork? You just worry about the jury.
What about the adjutant? They cannot be intimidated by muscle, bribed with cash, or disarmed with fine tailoring. All which makes them quite favored when it comes to prosecuting organized crime. Have you been in court many times before, then? It's an eye for an eye in the world we operate in. Don't file assault charges, we just answer them. Even that has become rare. House is elevated. Blue Bloods and Rust and all the rest of the rabble are beyond their reach now. And when it comes to our peers, we communicate very differently.
Emphasis on peers. Must make being a bodyguard pretty boring.
I think your work sounds very rewarding and exciting, Sosuke.
I am head-patting her with my mouse.
She is such a good girl.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Especially the other day when you were captured and beaten by your rivals. Did something awaken in her from that? Yes. What I was trying to hint at, Morgan, is that you should not be expecting assistance from the house.
Did you ever pass on that message from Mirei? Honestly,
not yet.
the thought hadn't crossed my mind. Being on the winning side for once? How would that even feel like?
So there won't be any men in black approaching the jury during lunch and offering them paper bags of cash?
Sarah, what?
But I want cash.
Sarah, what movies have you been watching?
One's from the 1980s as opposed to the 2080s. No.
Well, if we do really bad, we won't even make it to lunch, so... Let's try not to do really bad.
Okay, what are you staring at? Are you looking for the jury? No, I know they aren't here. It used to be mandated that juries be physically present for court proceedings. People felt it was important that they look the accused in the eye.
Reminds me of a joke I made with characters of mine for the year 2100. He's in his room listening to 80s music. Oh, that's not so bad. 1980s. Yeah.
To help them evaluate their character?
Why bother? Most people suck at that. Always have. Oh.
True. Perhaps it was considered part of the punishment, then.
Old public shaming ritual.
Have to look them in their eyes.
There are some bangers from the 1880s. Now that's what I call.
A punishment for the jury or the defendant?
Alright, kiddos, chin up, chins up, shoulders out. Show's about to
Hey
start.
kids, can you lighten up?
Yeah. Huh.
I just remembered.
Yeah,
I
yep.
think the adjutant assigned this particular case. Obviously, it's gonna be me, obviously.
That's
Hey, that's a gimme, easy, I'm the fan favorite.
How?
Oh, it's 80, what are the chances?
That's our girl. Adjutant?
There are so many different adjutant bots, and we keep getting this one.
Likes mountain air gymnasts luxury. Dislikes happy couples who ask you to take their photos. Pineapples? Pineapples
Noise
on...
explode.
Pineapples on pizza until proven guilty. Shopping carts always returned. Favorite quote, let he who is without sin play first or draw first. Oh, how I love I-80. There should be at least 83 other personalities in the building's network. At least. Oh, it's an MTG bit. Oh, nice. Oh, well, Your Honor, thank you for,
Presiding so honorably, I do try. Try. She's 9 feet tall, by the way. Because it's a trial. Tougher crowd than usual. And that's not counting all the grim monoliths standing tall out there in the gallery. Do you also think of the police? Please? Who died?
Five people, Your Honor.
Yikes, what's the damage?
2 counts of manslaughter, 2 counts of homicide in the 2nd degree, and 1 count of homicide in the 1st degree. The murder one's gotta be the cop.
Buddy, you trying to get a gold split with all that? What's with the record set and grind set?
The prosecution stands ready.
So, shall we begin? Emma is so cute.
Oh my god, yeah.
The credit's always good here.
Court is now in session. It feels new.
Yeah.
I don't remember that introduction. That's cool. That's cool.
It's so cool. Let's crack open those 8 opening statements and get this case summarized.
Gladly, Your Honor. People of the court, the defendant in this case is a man named Sosuke Ikaria. It was found at the scene of the crime where 2 men were shot to death. One was stabbed in the neck, and the other had their skull bashed in. And a police officer was impaled to the back with a sword.
Cop-killing piece of shit.
Please pardon any outbursts from the gallery that your mics may have inadvertently picked up. Now you understand that the scale of violence on display here today may intimidate you. I want to stress to all of you now that your responsibility here today is neither taxing nor complex. You'll hear testimony, you'll be shown evidence, and all of it will point toward the truth, that the defendant is the only individual who could have possibly committed these crimes. That is a simple fact. The only one you need concern yourself with.
Oh, she's cold as ice. Every ice age beckons a kindling. Whereas ashes call to cinders and embers form champions.
Defense is ready, Your Honor. Emma did stick to cold logic, so if I follow her with more of the same, it'd end up falling as flat. This gallery will never warm up to us, but that can work to our advantage if the jury comes to see these cops as witch hunters eager to start a pyre. It's not like Masters never taught me anything. I know how to do the razzle-dazzle. The old razzle-dazzle, Morgan. My fellow citizens, you were brought here today because an act of violence took place that could only be described as... That's razzle-dazzle. I vote unspeakable.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm
I
leaning...
do not know how to do this. I am relying on your insight.
Okay, I'm leaning towards unspeakable.
Okay.
If we're razzle-dazzle, shock and awe, unspeakable. We got points, that's a good sign. I should know.
Okay.
I was there. I saw the blood on the ground. The bullet holes in the walls, felt the...
The malviolence.
I'm less sure about this one. Let me look at my... I saw the blood on the ground, the bullet holes in the walls, felt the... Yeah. Felt the male violence. Felt the malevolence that radiated in the air. And I also saw where my client was held prisoner. And I knew exactly where he must have stood, because his sweat and blood had stained the tile. My client, a decorated veteran, the man you see standing next to me here, not even fully healed from his... Ooh.
I feel like we shouldn't mention the torture right off the rip, because that provides a motive.
Right. Trauma is very, yeah,
Trauma will get people feeling sorry for him, right?
Yeah, I think these both kind of work, but trauma is more directly victim, I feel like. Miss Trauma was taken into police custody with lacerations, bruises, internal bleeding, broken bones. And while he was in police custody, he somehow sustained a black eye, a busted lip, a broken nose, and a boxed ear. A puzzle which I'm sure any one of the officers in the gallery today would be happy to testify about. You're gonna let her say that? You want me to object during an opening statement? Much is resting on the outcome of this trial. 5 men lie dead in the morgue. One of them a police officer, Tariq. Don't speak his name, you mob lawyer bitch. Hang him up! Hang her too.
Does the country still do death penalties by hanging?
Well, they still have cops, so they certainly do death penalties by cop.
Hey, we like to have fun in this courtroom. Put on a good show. That's because we're on the stage. Any more uppers from the gallery, and I'll clear the entire room.
Based.
You can all watch on your phones or peek into the keyhole like a bunch of sweaty looky-loos. Counselor, let's wrap this up.
Yes, Your Honor. The fact of the matter is, on that night, my client was not in any condition to kill anyone. Not 4 hardened criminals, and certainly not a trained police officer. Nothing about my client's background, its associations with that of the victims, can change that fact. So as you listen to all the evidence in this trial, with fairness and impartiality, as I know you will strive to, I only ask that you focus on the reality of this horrible crime, not on the fiction that the people will try to weave for you. Thank you.
Decorated veteran?
Look, Your Honor, my client is just a poor little baby cinnamon roll, and he couldn't have done anything wrong. Yeah, you're right, Ed. I think torture would have actually got us the points. In hindsight, possibly.
Okay.
You telling me you never earned a single commendation? Most push-up of the day or something?
Never mind, I suppose it could have gone much worse.
You're too kind.
I was trying to be honest. The crowd got agitated, but you maintained a level head and recovered your tempo. And I is a master at doing so. You've seen her make comebacks from the most nonsensical mistakes before. Care to list them, Sarah?
She says that with such pride in her eyes, and Morgan's just...
In martial arts, they call it an ukemi, a graceful fall. Has Diamani been teaching her weeaboo stuff again?
Oh, I hope so. Because that's adorable.
That is basically correct.
Well, try not to gracefully fall over when you see the first witness on the docket, Sosuke.
What do you mean by that?
Who's that?
Huh?
Your name and occupation, for the record. Oh, no.
Hey! How can that mean necessary? If some blathering idiot in the courtroom doesn't already know who I am, they don't deserve...
I know, but won't you consider it if only for the sake of ceremony?
Ceremony is important and should be respected. I read that in a book once. Did you know that I read those? Very well. I am Makoto Ikaria of House Ikaria. My occupation is that of a student.
He visibly makes air quotes. Try not to look so smug about it when you blatantly lie. Right, of course, and your position with the Ikaria Financial Group?
It's not salaried. Must I really declare it here?
Hard to imagine why the noble house of Ikaria is getting audited.
Sasuke, are you alright? Can he see us?
You can see me, Rockford, and the adjutant. Witnesses tele-testifying don't really need much else.
Oh. No, he's safe.
Yes, Sosuke, he's safe, like he was yesterday. Probably sitting right where I left him, or standing on a box. I think the hologram's giving him a boost. It's giving him a boost so he can see over the stand.
That's good. The boost to his height? That he is safe at home. I'm sorry that he can't see you, Sosuke. No, I think Sosuke would prefer it like this.
Yeah. Does not want to be seen like this.
After how horribly I failed him,
I'd like you to speak a bit about the events of August 13th, but the last time you assaulted a Fenton, Sosuke Ikaria.
I'm here today, not physically, but here nonetheless, as a courtesy. It does not mean I will flap my gums like some sort of flapping gum puppet.
Permission to treat the witnesses hostile incoming. From a Rockford raking a spoiled bread over the coals. This will almost be worth the price of admission alone. I understand. It was a traumatic experience, I'm sure. Anyone of normal upbringing would barely be able to recall a single detail, let alone the full day's events.
Oh, she knows just how to butter him up. Normal upbringing?
I should probably dismiss you so you can get back to your summer studies. Yeah.
Summer studies? Like some kind of common wife?
A wife? That's quite the vocab pull. I didn't know they taught that in State Basic.
Basic. Like a goddamn fiddle.
Was I mistaken?
Listen well, Madam Rockford, as I demonstrate to you exactly how misguided you are about my powers of retention.
Please do. Played like a damn fiddle.
For real. Wasn't she mentioned during any of our trial preparations?
There's Emma. Oh, I love her. February 13th.
Oh, she's so good.
Oh, Emma's birthday soon.
Oh, and for Valentine's.
Yeah. Operating Occupation ADA, likes art museums, amethyst turn-based RPGs, dislikes ballrooms, boardrooms, clicks. Quote, flower in the mirror, moon on the water. Favorite subject, psychology. Exercises by? Subjects seem to not hear the question. Fair. Just let her sleep.
And I've only won against her once.
Be fair,
and lost, I think they said 10 times?
Oh, yeah. So far, every hot streak starts somewhere.
Hot streak. Look at my lawyers, dog. I'm going to jail.
Oh, God.
Where shall I start?
As far back as you can.
Simple task. For the past year, members of the organization most commonly referred to as the Blue Blood Mafia have been making attempts on my life. Did you steal their lunch money or something? I'm the primary beneficiary of my grandfather Daisuke Ikaria's will. In common parlance, I'm the sole heir to the Ikaria Financial Group. You could buy so much lunch. She's so impressed. The group you know as the Blue Bloods have been jealous of my family's financial foresight for decades, 3 of them specifically. I am merely the most recent target of their impotent attempts to nip at our heels.
And 2 days ago, on August 13th, how impotent was their attempt then?
I was leaving a meeting held on the upper floors of Crane Tower. A security detail escorted me to the elevators, where we would then proceed down to their canopy access floors.
Oh? This was all planned out in advance?
By my head of security, Sosuke Ikaria. The elevator became stuck with unnatural timing. When Sosuke pried the doors open, we saw that we were stuck between the 62nd and 61st floors.
Pried open with a tool. Leading the witness, Your Honor?
He didn't need a tool to open the doors. His bare hands were more than sufficient.
Led like an orchestra conductor. Don't Sosuke out here, kid. We submit into evidence the defendant's Akita Type 2 military-grade spinal mod, designed to enhance strength, endurance, and reflexes for high-intensity combat scenarios.
Yes, sir. It is so admitted.
What happened next?
The decision was made that we'd crawl out onto the 61st floor and head for the service elevators. But once Sosuke and I exited, the elevator started up. It was a trap. We'd been cut off from the rest of my detail. I wonder if it's going to be evidence that Sosuke had to give him a piggyback ride?
Oh. You were isolated and defenseless. That must have been...
Hardly defenseless.
Oh, no.
You really think my personal head of security wouldn't be armed? Oh, God.
Bro, we are so cooked.
He had Yoru. His sword had a name.
Oh my god. Don't tell me. You named your sword.
All great swords have names.
You tell him, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. Very well put. They're on such the same wavelength.
Let the record show that the witness had identified Exhibit B3 as belonging to the defendant. The sword was recovered by the police in a known blue blood den in the lower wards, found impaled into the body of Tariq Chopin, and forensics has shown that the only fingerprints on it are those of the defendant. There's still time for you to disown it, Sosuke.
You understand nothing about a swordsman's heart, Adonai. Once again, it is your paralegal that has the right of it. Perhaps she should be leading my defense.
Oh no! If this somehow turns into a fencing competition, I'll gladly defer to you two. So, you, Sosuke, and Yoru were on the 61st floor together. What happened next?
When we arrived at the service elevators, Sosuke called them, and then they made a chime. I didn't clearly see much of what happened next, to tell the truth. Figures emerged from around the corners. They were aiming weapons at me. A red dot shone on my chest. And Sosuke was there, and a needle was sticking out of his arm. Yoru glinted. Sosuke jotted in the blink of an eye. Something glanced off it and dropped to the floor. We saw a syringe at my feet. Yoru's sheath was thrust into my arms, pushing me back into the elevator, and I landed on my
Tushy.
rear. That's clearly a key piece of testimony. Let's play it back 5 times. What matters is that he pushed me back into the elevator with Yoru's sheath.
And then you fell on your bum bum.
How I landed is irrelevant and should be stricken from all public records.
And you fell on your booty.
The only other thing I saw was Sosuke's back.
And because you fell on your tushy.
Slammed his hand against the elevator's control panel, then the door shut.
And that's the last time you saw the defendant.
The decision was made that I should get on a VTOL as soon as possible. Much of my detail stayed behind to assess what had happened.
And yes, they were very helpful to building security and recovering Exhibit 5C, this hypodermic needle gun.
What kind of bonehead would leave evidence like that behind?
Right? A bonehead in a rush, perhaps, Your Honor. It does appear to have exhausted its gas canister, so it may have outlived its usefulness. I take it this weapon is a match for the projectile needles found in the room where my client was restrained. Correct. Others exactly like them were recovered from the scene of the ambush as well. Makoto, Did you see the faces of the men who attacked you?
All too clearly. I can tell you every detail of their roughshod countenances.
And Makoto is now going to identify all of the dead blue bloods as the people who just flat out, yeah.
Whoops. Oh, that sounds like a good bit of testimony.
Oh no.
Hit it.
Play the Danganronpa
Come, baby.
testimony music. Oh, alright, here we go. Needles. Yoru. Let's remember how to forget how to play here.
The pineapple head-like man in raincoat-clad hooligan came at us first. He aimed at me, but Sosuke got between us and blocked every shot. With Yoru, he could have closed the distance, but a dark-eyed scoundrel approached from the right. And a man with a ridiculous pompadour took advantage of that situation, that distraction. I'll never forget the faces of those cowards. They tried to kill me. So whatever happened to them afterwards, I'm sure they deserved it.
Oh no. Makoto's putting his talents right purposely on full display. So...
We're going to jail. Not just Sosuke, us.
All of us are going to jail. Yeah, okay, yellow is the updates. Identified Makoto as Sosuke's personal sword, Yoru, taken along with Sosuke down to the lower wards following an ambush on Makoto. Fingerprints match Sosuke, no other prints found. Steelist chip at several points, especially the tip.
Good night, Dark.
Oh, good night, Doug. Take care. Needles. Projectile hypodermic needles recovered from the room. Contents within matched the non-lethal anesthetics found in Sosuke's bloodstream. And truth serums. Needles were identical to these recovered from the crane tower where Sosuke and Makoto were ambushed. Needle gun. This is the projectiles we were told about. So we picked up needles. So our evidence for this round are needles and Yoru. I'll have to fact check his description in order to get the ball rolling. Okay. Pull again. Blocked every shot. Biggest pompadour took advantage of that distraction. They tried to kill me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit.
I read the needle. Needle.
Want to bet? They couldn't have been trying to kill the witness, and not with non-lethal projectiles. They fired a lot of them. The witness doesn't weigh that much. Don't try it. This attack was clearly planned with the intent of capturing Makoto alive. Meaning what? That 4 of this case's victims were actually soft-hearted pacifists? There's nothing soft-hearted about what they did to my client after capturing him. Using tools they clearly originally planned to use with the witness.
So they're sadist? I'm getting confused here.
Picking her nose. So is the defense, Your Honor. What matters is that the witness has identified the defendant's captors as the 4 blue-blood victims that he's accused of murdering. Well, Makoto did establish that much, but something about this attack still bothers me. Emma put Makoto on the stand and specifically to identify the victims. Is it possible that the men who attacked them weren't Creek's pod?
I mean, we know they were Creek's pod, but wait, reasonable doubt, right? Can we do reasonable doubt in this instant?
Do we have anything?
Well, come to think of it, the M. Mikario could stand for Mirai, huh?
Oh, true.
I don't know what that would imply, but it sure could.
Yeah. Hello, Han. Ankertan? You know what? Take a stab at it. Attacked by some other party. What is his
It
description?
feels like it's too early to go with this.
Yeah. What is his descriptions are vague. How do we know these attackers were the same 4 victims that ended up in the lower wards many hours later? Yeah. Thanks, Makoto.
We know because I say so, and it's obvious, and they are. Makoto! Eloquently put.
Hardly, but what else is there to say? Just doing my part in checking the witnesses' statements, Your Honor.
It was a trap. You're doing it badly. Whose side are you on?
Fine, yes. The men who attacked Makoto and took Sosuke captive are the same ones who ended up dead that night. But 2 questions do occur to me. Why were you safe on that service elevator if Sosuke surely collapsed the very moment it shut? Won't these men have pursued you by any means necessary?
That is...
I can answer that, Your Honor. When the police inspected the scene, they found that the control panel for calling that elevator on the 61st floor was broken. Smashed, in fact. The attackers would have to manually pry the door open to even attempt to chase after Makoto. And that would take remarkable, modded strength.
Did you mash the button that forcefully, Sosuke? I may have used more force than necessary.
Yeah, fair.
I wasn't exactly trying to hold myself back at the time.
He hit the controls hard enough to break them. So the Blue Bloods couldn't pursue you further and instead elected to take Sosuke captive.
A Sosuke in the hands were better than a Makoto in the bush.
The head of Makoto's security would surely have made for an invaluable source of information for planning future attacks. Were he made to talk? Are you denying that? No, but I would like to ask the witness one other question. Why did you get off the elevator in the first place?
What are you... Hey, what I mentioned in the lobby earlier, that's...
The mic's not might not be picking it up. The mic's not be... The mic's not... Words hard.
Mic check. Where's Michael?
Michael! 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 Let me out of here, Michael! The mic's might not be picking up on it for you, but from where I'm standing, I can't help but overhear my client groaning about how badly he failed you. That's not evidence or testimony, and so should be stricken from the record.
But we get the idea. Was bailing out early the defendant's big brain idea? I'm gonna be Emma during scenes where it's just the Morgan numbers.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. As head of my personal security detail, such a decision is ultimately his to make. However, the decision may have been influenced by his knowledge of the fact that I...
Oh, yeah. The elevator stopped. He's claustrophobic.
Yeah. I'm not especially comfortable in enclosed spaces. What are you doing? Are you trying to humiliate him?
In part. I'm also trying to insult you. Oof.
Had we simply waited, we would have remained safe, but it was not comfortable and felt very warm. So it was not a tactical failure on Sosuke's part, per se.
Just an error of judgment. Oof. Counselor Morgan. What's up? You can disconnect the call if...
Ask me another question. Ask me about how bravely Sosuke defended me.
Oh, did you want to take over, Emma?
That's your angle. I mean, that would make me everyone in the court except for Morgan. So, do you want to take someone?
I can tag in for Sosuke.
Okay.
We can't all be as naturally gifted at extracting valuable testimony out of spoiled brats as Emma. But I can follow her example, insult their pride, and Sicario snap back as reliable as any knee-jerk reaction. And in Makoto's case, with infinitely less resistance than if I had simply asked him to testify.
It's usually the lawyers who do the asking and the witnesses who do the answering. This is not very realistic. I'm getting a refund on this video game.
We ask that the witness testify for the court in more detail. But exactly how valiantly Sosuke fought off the attackers.
And I guess the people don't object, even though it seemed super extra? No, the people don't object, Your Honor.
Emma's playing passively. Either I'm onto something here or I'm walking into a trap. Screw it. All in on the former. Needle gun. Medical records. Needles. Oh, Sosuke was out.
Sosuke was outnumbered from the beginning, protecting me the whole time. It didn't matter that we were ambushed or that the blue bloods had projectiles. Sosuke took up Yoru in both hands and swatted their needles out of the air like a graceful swatter. Do we have anything about that? Seems really specific. He fought off 4 attackers without sustaining a single injury.
Oh, well, there's the obvious lie.
Oh, okay. Knock him if you dare for being captured. But that's not a failure. Not by any generalist definition of the word. Makoto describes Sosuke's heroism. Almost more impressive the second time.
He definitely fought without a care for himself. And there's evidence to show it. Which I think is his medical records. Seeing the crime, Now there's blood across tops of feet and pant leg. Internal bleeding, slight lacerations. Bones in left hand for impacting a hard surface. Yeah, I think it's the injury. Blood from various sources. Numerous bones in the left hand broken, impacting a hard surface. Laceration on left hand. Feels like everything from internal bleeding on to the booking is the torture. Although, what were the other ones? Needles and needle? Needle gun. To show it. Protecting it the whole time. Projectiles. 4 attackers without seeing a single injury. KO'd Sosuke. Oh shit.
Oh, I ran out of time.
Ran out of time. Not to say I.
Green fart? Well, you'll get no sympathy from me.
Oof.
Yeah, I'm back in 10 years, you big goof.
10 years is no punishment at all compared to getting called an airhead by this adjutant. Alright, guns, med record, needles. Alright, I think the obvious point. It's actually... Want to bet?
Okay.
Unscathed, the last thing anybody would call my client after the events of that day. One look at his medical data from when he was arrested will tell you that much.
What are you getting at, Counselor? Brendan's injuries were sustained at the Blue Blood's den, not at Crane Tower. Police didn't find even 1 drop of blood anywhere near that service elevator.
Well, it is a miracle, a bloodless ambush. But the fact that no blood was found makes it all the more painfully obvious what actually happened at that elevator panel.
This elevator panel,
My client broke half the bones in his left hand, smashing it up.
Did you really?
I might have. There's a lot of
So
adrenaline
cool.
at the There's a lot of adrenaline at the time.
Did you not form a proper fist? Was your wrist not in alignment with your forearm?
No, your technique.
There's the proper way to punch.
Yeah, as I said, Sarah, there was a lot of adrenaline. Do you deny that his medical record clearly shows his left hand was broken?
Your Honor, what does it matter that the defendant broke his left hand closing that elevator? It changes nothing about the witness's testimony. We got no choice.
Contradict? I mean...
We raised, right? Or, nope, not that opposite.
Oh.
Or does?
Of course it does.
Yeah, let's raise. You can trust me. I know how to play poker. How so?
Fair enough.
No! Do not listen to me. Never listen to my gamblings. I think before you speak, Counselor. This adjutant hasn't enough trouble staying focused as is.
Oh, well, it may be true that this wrinkle doesn't change the witness's testimony. It does change the nature of the evidence you had him identify for the court.
The katana. Oh, because he said both hands.
Ah, yeah?
Yoru.
Yoru.
Its name is Yoru. We get it.
Creek's pod. And wielding the katana Yoru with both hands. Pushed him into the elevator before the Yoru's sheet before, quietly matching the panel with his left hand.
Do you have a point to make, Counselor?
There's something odd about the katana that's been entered into evidence. Something that makes no sense given what we've learned about the outcome of this ambush. Interesting. Namely, and the sword's, fingerprints? Where are you, Yoru? Where are you,
I think it
Yoru?
was up a bit. Was labeled Sosuke.
Yep, Sosuke's sword.
Why isn't it listed as Yoru?
Please. Fingerprints match the right hand of Sosuke Kariya. No other prints found. Prints? Namely, the fingerprints that were found on the sword's handle. Fingerprints belonging to Sosuke's right hand.
You're contradicting yourself, Counselor. You've already discussed how it was your client's left hand that he broke closing off the elevator. Nothing contradictory about him using his right hand to wield the blade. It can be like this because Sosuke has two hands.
People are correct. The sword found at the scene of the crime has my client's right hand fingerprints on its handle. Despite the fact that this witness just testified that Sosuke was swinging it with both hands.
Like a graceful fodder, specifically.
Get it right, or else.
Oh, yeah, you did say that. So did the little tyke misremember?
Uh-oh.
It was a chaotic situation where he feared for his life. The court should hardly expect him to have kept track of such an inconsequential detail.
God, Emma's pretty.
Have you already forgotten my magnanimous powers of recollection? Reigning steady recollection.
Emotions. Her tactics from earlier backfired.
Well, have you know that I can recite all my subordinates' birthdays down to the hour? Is that something they're required to disclose?
Nah.
Write it all down so I can calculate their moon signs later.
Please. It doesn't matter whether this witness is mistaken about Sosuke's grip, Your Honor. Because we have a much bigger issue to address. Oh, just give it a look. Why, this sword has only my client's fingerprints on it. Oh.
Ugh.
Makoto testifies that Sosuke wielded this katana in his defense. An act of bravery that ended with my client face down on the floor of Crane Tower. Later woke up, held captive in the lower wards. I'll state the obvious here and say while he was unconscious, he was moved. And so the sword we have in record must also have been handled by...
The Blue Bloods.
Well, we know that Creek handled it. We have seen them handle it. It's also nice detail. Second shot, second to last dead. Died instantly. Alright, so. I forgot. Wait, drag. Oh, poor victim Creek, of course. We got 7 coin for that. Oh, I forgot this is the gimmick where I could rank. Oh, I should have ranked up my bet. Oh, man. I forgot about that.
We're doing so bad at gambling.
We're so bad at gambling.
Something that is a skill.
That is something you can be proud of. It's totally not a problem.
What do you mean?
Sosuke was knocked unconscious at Crane Tower. That means someone else must have brought his sword down to the lower wards. The only people who would have had the opportunity to do so would have been his captors.
I mean his victims.
Meh.
Withdrawn.
Voluntarily, or in response to an objection sustained by a judge, McCurney may withdraw their comments. Officially, juries are to disregard any comments that have been withdrawn and should not take them into consideration. AKA, you spoke out of line.
Ignore that. They cannot ignore it. Defense is forgetting a fairly simple fact, Your Honor. There's more than one way to hold a sword. A worm?
I love her.
In case the defense needs it clarified, Reek could have simply held the sword by its scabbard. Impossible. Because we learned what happened to the scabbard.
Right. We're actually going to get one right. That's not possible, Your Honor. Makoto has already testified that Sosuke left the sword scabbard with him and he thrust him back into the elevator.
The sheath was thrust into my arms, pushing me back into the elevator, and I landed on my rear.
Posterior.
I see. And since a cursed sword can't be resheathed until it's tasted blood.
Yes, Your Honor, very well said. We would have found the scabbard at the Blue Blood's den if the Creek or his men had taken it with them. Instead, I imagine Makoto took it home.
You think he took key evidence from his own assault and kept it from the police? Yeah,
Emma,
because he's a Junie.
Emma, do you know his last name?
Of course I did. As if I would trust officers of the law to properly handle a family heirloom as precious as yours, sheath.
Yeah.
Impressive insight, Adonai. But what does this actually mean? Is there some mistake with how the evidence was handled?
There's no mistakes here. It's just all done with intention. The intention to frame my client. Oh.
She knows because she did it.
Yes, I am. By putting his fingerprints onto that sword after the real culprit had already handled it. What a bullshit.
The crowd goes wild. It does make a certain kind of sense.
Because it's the truth. I did wipe the katana's handle down after removing it from Trey's throat. Sosuke just happened to be foolish enough to pick it up himself afterwards. It's frustrating having to keep all my best cards up my sleeve this time around. Look on Emma's face when I do get to toss them out is... Oh!
Oh, so cool!
Oh! Look at her
People
go.
are more than ready to counter if it pleases the court.
It pleases me. Oh.
The defense has made an admirable effort to barrel ahead with this theory. Admirable, but predictable. With the foundation this week, charging ahead and hoping the court won't notice is the only option. Let us speak of the facts. This Greek character, we don't know their pronouns, led a targeted ambush on the heir to the House Icaria, knowing he'd be guarded by a full security team. Blue Bloods successfully sabotaged and intercepted Alcato's elevator, a precise floor they wanted, meaning they knew exactly where he'd be and when. And they brought with them drugs capable of disabling a veteran with military-grade mod. Planning and attention to detail, maybe foreign concepts to the defense, but they should at least be able to recognize them.
Ooh.
So, is the defense seriously suggesting that after all that preparation, Greek's pod wouldn't bother to wear gloves?
I'm glad you asked so nicely. Oh.
Wait, what's on the gun?
Creek's fingerprints.
Yes. Yes. Proving that Greek was not in the habit of wearing gloves whenever she was attacking people.
Oh, yeah. We don't need to speculate about whether they wore gloves or not. Not when we have Creek's fingerprints on a weapon recovered from the crime scene.
That is a pretty good point, actually. Guess these guys are sloppier than we thought. Those blackguards were barefaced when they attacked us. Idiots, as if there wouldn't be repercussions for their actions. The least they could have done was disguise themselves.
Strike that from the record, Your Honor. Along with any future comments that suggest the Icaria would want revenge against these victims.
I was only speaking a plain truth.
You are not helping.
Greek was their leader, correct?
Oh.
If even Creek wasn't wearing gloves, it's hard to imagine that none of them got their prints onto Yoru.
Unless the sword was indeed wiped down at some point afterwards. Like right around the time the true culprit was looking for Sosuke to take the fall.
It's a spicy theory. It's just that, Your Honor. A theory. A far-fetched, unstable theory that stacks preposition...
Oof.
I'm dying.
Oh no, Scoob. Hydrate. Hydrate break.
Thank you. A far-fetched, unstable theory that stacks presuppositions upon each other. A game theory, even.
Dun, dun, dun.
Like a flapjack chef, substituting quantity for quality. Did you go to a bad pancake restaurant?
Oh no. A woman after my own heart appreciates a good pancake.
I'll rephrase. This inconsistency is easily answered without jumping through the defense's absurdly arranged hoops.
That's a little better. Oh, round two.
We already know that the Blue Bloods had successfully taken down the Icario's head of security. We already know that they went out of their way to take the defendant captive despite him not being their original target. Furthermore, as the defense is belabored, we know that they decided to take a useless piece of steel with them from the scene of their crime. Because katanas are cool.
Useless?
If we ask why, the answer is obvious. Because orcas are superstitious and immature.
Mean.
You wanted a trophy. What is there to do with a trophy? Other than polish it. Oh, the cloth.
Oh shit. She makes it.
That's why she marked it.
Yeah. The cloth from Creek's desk. Knew she flagged it in arcs for some reason, but she thought this many steps ahead.
The defense is correct. The sword was wiped down before Sosuke took it up as his murder weapon. By the very same victims he'd go on to claim with it.
That is completely logical explanation, damn it.
How do we respond to that, Adonai?
We We don't. I can't. Makes perfect sense.
So does that mean that she described what actually happened?
Yes. Not at all. I wiped off the sword myself because my prints were on it. It was I wiped my prints off of every other. Right. If I can't find fault with Emma's conclusion, I need to find fault with the logic that led her there.
You see. How do you do that?
By adjusting my aim. As the people say, Your Honor, no one's fingerprints but my client's are on the murder weapon. That only makes sense if he's guilty or being framed.
There's no evidence to suggest that he's been framed, because his captors had valid reasons for wiping off the sword.
That's true. They did have good reason to wipe off the sword. That's not the murder weapon I'm referring to. Sosuke's left hand. Oh.
Oh.
We accidentally... Now, which one are we putting?
Is that why he, seemed to be in pain when we pressed it into it?
Yeah. We didn't know at the time, but his hand was broken.
Sosuke. Not too sorry, but sorry.
Yeah. Now, can we... This gun is the murder weapon I'm referring to.
Nani?
The police are confident that this MAG US is the gun that was used to kill tanks in Creek.
Your client was arrested with it on his person, and it has your client's prints on it.
We accidentally made this contradiction. But it was owned by tanks.
The record shows that Sosuke's are the only fingerprints on that doohickey. So that means this tanks guy has never laid a finger on his own gun? It's entirely possible that Tanks simply liked to polish his gun too.
I mean, that's entirely fair. I would say... I was gonna say, do you want to tag out someone with me? So you're not
no, I'm good.
Okay, as long as you're good. I don't want you to explode. Oh, she's red screening.
Amazing. Who are polishing their gun?
So he was polishing it right up until the moment his captor grabbed it and used it against him.
More phrasing.
Was it before or after his internal bleeding that my client took the gun off of Tanks without him even laying a finger on it first? Before or after being tortured that he got the gun with no struggle?
He could have wrestled over the gun while it was out of reach.
Tanks had no injuries beside the hole in his chest. How did he get into a struggle and not get so much as a scratch?
Likelihood of that scenario. It seemed to come down to the order in which each individual died, no? Yes, Your Honor. Perhaps we ought to hear some more detailed testimony about that. Of course.
The defense has no more questions for this witness, Your Honor. We don't object.
Hold on, what are you saying?
He has more to say.
Okie dokie, then closing the connection. Bye!
He has so much more to say.
I said, wait, is Sosuke? Oh.
Oh, he does.
So worried. Akano seemed to be in good spirits, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, he was his usual irreproachable self. So how could you find something about that to be depressed over? I'm ashamed that he testified at all. His appearance here runs the risk of sullying the house's visage with my mistakes. Well, he couldn't exactly slip the subpoena by claiming he had homework to do. You of all people should understand that the house doesn't have to appear in court if it truly doesn't want to. A fine levied on your accounts is always preferable to a smudge staining your reputation.
But he did testify.
Yeah, and he no doubt went directly against one or more family elders to do so. Should not be incurring debts for my sake.
So he put himself at a disadvantage for you, And he also put you at a disadvantage.
Yeah, significantly. He didn't consider that aspect of it most likely.
You think Makoto would want you to apologize? Or do you think he'd want you to thank him?
He's young. He doesn't know what he wants yet. Alright, who's next? Ooh.
She's back.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yumi Sato, medical examiner.
Yumi!
Sarah.
Dr. Sato, we're very grateful for your work sorting through the large number of reports related to this case. Remember Yumi? She was really enthusiastic about Sarah.
Yes. Medical examiner likes brushed metal, grilled fish, cardamom. Dislikes frame interpolation, split ends, surveys. Splurges on live show tickets. Based. Favorite color.
I assume that's some sort of chemical.
Yeah. Green G. Phthalocyanine, green G. Phthalocyanine, yeah, I'm gonna go with that. If Dark was here, they could probably sound it out. Coat, very easy to sanitize. Alright, girl. Whew, yeah. 5 bodies, all high priority. Had my head underwater for a good while there.
We'd prefer not to tax you with repeating every grisly detail.
Welcome back to it.
But if you could, would you please walk the court through the time of death for each victim, and the manner in which they were determined?
Right. From the top. Pinkerton, aka Tanks, had a mishmash of street legal and chop shop mods long as Firearms. None of them were particularly up to date, but they were all working and they did monitor his heart rate. Tank's heart stopped at 9:44 p.m. Cause of death was... well, you know.
You know how it is.
The slug had a hollow design, intended to shatter inside the target. It's no mistaken that he was killed by his own gun, the Mag US, a distance of 1 to 2 meters. Next up is Sungmin Trey Trench. He also had relatively low-end mods installed, and they show his heart stopping at 9:45 p.m. He died from exsanguination, blood loss resulting from a laceration across his neck by a sharp metal blade.
Oh,
Or Trey.
that wasn't the only injury his body sustained, though, was it?
It wasn't innocent. Poor bean. No, it was not. Auspiciously, his skull saw no evil.
We did that.
God forbid we have hobbies. Evans Miller Smiles received a puncture wound straight through his jugular vein. And the blade was withdrawn, exacerbating blood loss, and he was likely unconscious within seconds of falling on the ground. Miller had mods, but had eventually gone to great lengths to remove all monitoring tech from them. And he was not found with any electronics on his person. Using purely medical means, I narrowed his time of death down to a window of 10 minutes between 9:40 and 9:50 p.m. Even though I killed him third and he was set the second to die.
That brings us to Creek.
Yes.
They were so hot.
Like tanks, Lakers, Creek Kristoff was shot once with a hollow slug from a distance of 1 to 2 meters. Oh, Sato gets their pronouns right. However, the slug penetrated just between their solar plexus and failed to completely shatter when it impacted a low-end spinal brace mod.
Oh god, that's why it took so long to bleed out.
As a result, Creek didn't die immediately. It is my medical opinion that Creek would have slowly bled out over the course of about 5 minutes. Their mod did not have biomonitoring capabilities. So like with Miller, I've done what I can to narrow down the time of death to a 10-minute window between 9:40 and 9:50 p.m. So they were barely modded. And they stayed conscious that whole time anyways.
Felt the whole thing.
Oof. But we do have one other context clue to work with. This datapad was found very close to Creek's body, and technicians confirmed that it requires Creek's fingerprints for most functions. That means that it's unlikely that anyone else would have been able to manipulate it. We found the last action taken on it was an attempted dark card transaction that failed at 9:44 p.m.
What could cause a dark card transaction to fail?
Either they had canceled or the card itself was jostled, interrupting the scan.
As if the datapad was suddenly dropped.
You know how it goes sometimes. Speculation.
How much qualification does one need to understand that card readers can be finicky, Your Honor? Tuna, chip, swipe, pin, tap. Just let me buy the damn balloon animal, you clown! So, taking that digital evidence into account.
Freak must have been shot almost exactly the same time as Tanks.
Thank you. There's one more body you examined for this case, yes?
Officer Tariq Chapin. We didn't need to determine his time of death. As a patrol officer, he had a standard suite of police-issued biomonitors. So we know that Officer Chapin's heart stopped at 10:14:04 p.m.
Bring in an automatic 10999 alert. Officer down.
Lighting up that crime scene like a firecracker and ensuring every cop in the city would come running, royally pissed and safeties off. Chapin was impaled through his back by a long, thin blade. It severed his aorta, and as a result, he died instantly.
Just memorize, then. We can conclude that Tanks' gun was taken from him before 9:44 p.m. He and Creek were then shot with it. Their attacker, out of ammunition, took up a sword and stabbed Miller in the throat, before slicing into Trey's neck. This individual then proceeded to posthumously crush Trey's skull by striking it so hard that they shattered a baseball bat. As Creek bled to death on the other side of the room. Finally, when Officer Chopin entered the scene, they stabbed him in the back, before finally being apprehended by Officer Rogers.
That's all correct as far as we understand it. So now Rockford's put together a timeline.
It's probably helpful for the jury putting it all in chronological order.
I mean, you're not wrong.
But have we actually learned anything new about the culprit's actions?
Well, I sure haven't. we have. Emma brought her on the stand to establish the culprits.
Is it the starting time?
Starting time, 9:44. Let's read autopsies here. 9:45. 9:44. Childhood will integrate DT3. Oh god. That's ooh. Their sibling was.
Yeah, their brother.
Yeah, their brother was being treated for that, weren't they?
Yeah.
Oh.
And going to a really good, expensive college.
Oh. Heaven smiles. That's got to be a Killer 7 reference. Object was stabbed in Chopin. Insight. Stabbed, impaled. Unusual pattern of aggravation, jostled within the wound, cavity post-mortem. Methodology starting times type, but all of them are kind of true. All of them are kind of true. I don't know. Like, I suppose starting position.
I also don't know anything.
Yeah, like, I also feel like starting position, because you got the gun from Tanks first. So that's where you started. Starting time, we know when Tanks died. Methodology, all things that...
Are we ooped?
We may be ooped. I think the brain cell... I think Ed walked off with our brain cell.
No.
Ed, come back! Give us brain cell. I'm voting methodology just to... Ed, you borrowed the brain cell. We need it back briefly. So I feel like starting position... see, I feel like they could all kind of work. It's just what works the most. Anything new about the culprit's actions? Starting position might also be good, because... like... we know where Tanks got shot. Yeah, Alright, we'll vote methodology. So we need to establish... who did what when. This is not what Sosuke does. She wanted to establish the culprit's methodology.
As in, what tools they used for each murder?
It's new information to me. Was it new to you? Well, no, but I can't exactly admit that. Not in the slightest. Sorry, poor phrasing. Oh, starting location was the one that got us our points. What I meant was that Sato's established where the killer must have started their spree. Fair enough.
Correct. Because Creek and Tanks died first, and they were both shot from within 1 to 2 meters. We know that the culprit must have started taking action right by the desk.
Not by the door to the holding room.
Indeed.
The likelihood that my client broke out from there
Is not very high at all.
Check. Yes?
Is this a trick?
An
abundance of evidence establishes that the defendant was indeed held in the other room. But clearly he didn't remain there.
What is her play? Oh?
His captors must have taken him out to question him in the main room.
We have discovered that her play.
And dragged him in front of the desk where Tanks' gun would be within reach.
Which he would have had, which he would have grabbed with his severely broken left hand. You're the one who's reaching.
You have evidence to the contrary? A better explanation for how he got out of where he was being held.
Didn't exactly propose that the real killer set him free as a scapegoat. The forensics are clear. My client was gagged and bound in that room.
But clearly they had to cut him loose to question him. A mistake that ended up costing them their lives. Do you think that's true, Sosuke? Do we still have proof of that, alleged truth serum that they tried to use on him?
Yeah, it's in the needles evidence, I think. Needle. Non-lethal anesthetics found in Sosuke's bloodstream. Other needles
hopefully we can
contain
present that.
truth serums, yeah. I'm not positive, of course. My body is telling me that I was held in that room from the time I woke up until I got myself free. Emma's theory about...
the blue... Oh, right, that's you.
Yeah,
Sorry.
That's
What did I do?
I don't know. Emma's theory about the blue bloods being dumb enough to let Sosuke near a gun is imperfect, but it's still a theory. I don't have jack shit to counter with it, because even Sosuke knows how I let him out.
If the defense has no objections...
Yeah.
Then they'll just have to take the cell and meekly move on to their cross-examination. Adonai, that made you sound very feeble.
Don't look so sad at that. You developed a habit of only using... You've developed the habit of only using we when I'm winning. Fix it.
That made us sound very feeble?
Why do I have to get roped in? Has already established a timeline and an order of events. I could pick the detail, but she's close enough to the truth already. I know the truth firsthand about every death except Chopin. In his case, Emma and I are on an even footing. So what's my advantage? What do I know that everyone else is mistaken about?
Is it whoever was attacked first? But then how would she prove that?
Causes of death, timing, murder weapons. Emma pretty much got the murder weapons down pat.
Mhm.
So... Dried blood. See, Krieg's autopsy. Close range. Zero blood loss hemorrhaging. Tanks, 944. Trey's time of death feels like it would be much later. Do we go with timing? I feel like that's the only thing that, like, we can't openly argue with the evidence.
Yeah, what's the worst that happens? We lose the trial.
Ow. Mean. The timing of each killing? Creek took a while to bleed out, but that matters little here. Sato went to great pains to reconstruct all their times of death, but she can't possibly know.
Oh, wait, I just remembered the thing where they had assumed that the katana was used to stab but it was actually the knife that
Morgan's knife. Morgan's knife.
Yeah, that she did purposely leave behind but was gone for some reason.
Yeah. Right, the murder weapons. Yeah, exactly. Good call. Everyone thinks Miller was stabbed in the neck by the katana. I'm the only one who knows my knife was there. We forgore. But you remember. There's got to be a way I can use that information to my advantage here without revealing that I have it or how I got it. I'm walking a razor's edge here. At least it's thematically appropriate. Defense is ready to begin our cross-examination, Your Honor. Oh, what's this gimmick? Dr. Sato, you were asked to examine all 5 bodies. Did you visit the crime scene? I did not. Have not. Photos and other ARCS data were provided to me to aid my examination.
Knowing the defense isn't objecting to a little virtual work.
Of course not. After all, had anything been added or removed from the crime scene, the ARCS would show it. There's no fooling it once it's been set up. God, I'm remembering gunshot. I remember this being very touchy. That's not Chopin's. Like, we can't argue with the fact that Chopin was sorted. Twenty centimeters thick. Puncture wound is approximately 13 centimeters deep. So this was the knife. So, the blade wounds. Victims Trey and Miller were both attacked with a blade. Exactly how fast did they die? Trey had his throat slashed, and blood found on his hand suggested that he had time to reach up to his neck in response. And he would have quickly stumbled back and collapsed onto the floor, dead. Miller wouldn't have lost much blood at the moment his neck was punctured. That kind of wound, the weapon acts as a stopper. Once that stopper was removed, he would have lost consciousness in a mere seconds. And while the blade was still in his neck, it was there for more than a second. He too would have reflexively reached up, presumably to try and grab the blade. This is the part that kills me.
I cannot help you with this.
Well, let's press. So in evidence he tried to grab the razor-sharp katana lodged into his neck. He had his own blood in his right hand, but there were no cuts on it. Because he grabbed the knife's handle, not a sword's edge. So it stands to reason that the blade was withdrawn very quickly. By the time his hands reached up to his neck, it must have been gone. One of many small inconsistencies with this katana theory I can shine a light on. That'd be enough. Now we can re-push this. I just want to press this anyways. Speak a little bit more about the manner of Officer Chopin's death. Well, to reiterate, his body was found with a katana stuck through his back. It had punctured its heart, killing him. There was massive blood loss at the scene. It's in part because the wound in question was agitated, I suppose I should say. This could go badly, but... I can go back on it. Stabbing Miller's neck so precisely and so fast, that'd be quite the feat of swordsmanship.
Stating your conclusion, Your Honor.
Comments withdrawn, quick as a blade. Have you seen a stab wound like the one that killed Miller, inflicted by a long blade, and wielded in one hand by a man experiencing heavy blood loss? No, I can't say that I have. And whether that move is impressive or improbable... Well, I'm a doctor, not a fencer, Evangeline. And Sosuke doesn't own a rapier. This feels like a worthy question to ask.
I mean, she would have made sure of that, right?
Yeah, it might be an obvious answer. Oh, this is gonna be a double whammy? I might just get us back into here. It feels like this shouldn't punish us. What do you mean by agitated? It's just like a normal cross-examination press. Honestly, as though after impalement the blade was moved around inside the wound, as if it had become stuck and someone was struggling to remove it. Oh, damn. Not to mention that Sato had found this wound odd, but to hear her specifically say the blade had become stuck. That's interesting. So if we go back here... Might be worth asking anyways.
Okay.
Did you find that the stab wound on Miller's neck fit the sword that the police recovered? Approximately.
Oh.
That doesn't sound conclusive. The entry wound is slightly smaller than I would expect for such a precise stab.
Oh, it was worth it.
Yeah, mere reasonable doubt. The sword hand must have barely trembled, but it's within tolerable ranges. Furthermore, DNA on the tip of the sword is a match for Miller. Damn it, just because I happened to drag it across where his blood had dripped. And of course there isn't any other implement at the scene that would fit the wound better. No, of course there isn't. Thank you, Dr. Sato. I think I can speak for all of us when I say that I found that very enlightening. Blackjack. Dr. Sato, you just testified that Officer Chopin was impaled from behind. Did this occur on the spot where his body was found? Yes, it did. The body shows no signs of being moved. I'm curious then. Smack. What was there for the sword to get stuck on? Oh? Uh-huh. Oh, well, if Chopin was in the center of the room, standing upright, then it wouldn't have gotten caught in the air, right? Bone, perhaps? Surely you examined the wound inside and out. Did you see marks on his ribcage where the blade had caught? No, I didn't. No, give me the look. That stands to reason that the blade didn't get caught on anything inside Mr. Chopin.
It got caught on the floor.
Oh, pardon?
You need to take greater advantage of the arcs, Counselor Morgan. And to flip things on their head, like Phoenix Wright. Entire rooms, if need be. If you had, you'd see that there's a clear indentation in the floor that lines up perfectly with Mr. Chopin's wound. How do you think the tip of the sword got chipped? Do you think someone dragged it across the floor like an idiot?
You're saying the sword got stuck on the floor.
That's what the facts are saying. Do you disagree?
I mean, I think we're gonna stay here. Like, we can't dispute if she found a dent in the floor. Let's review the evidence just to be safe.
Now, what's Chopin's autopsy say?
Steel is chipped at several points, especially the tip. Chopin, Miller, and Trey. Check Chopin. Penetrative cardiac stab wound posterior. Impaled from behind. Approximately 2
So
3
then, to get
centimeters
chipped
thick.
on the floor, he would have had to be lying down? Does that sound right?
Knocked out. He didn't even have any. At least they didn't point at it. No other injuries of note. See, I'm kind of like chewing on a backhand thought here that like the dent in the floor came from Sosuke stumbling out and putting his hand on the blade. And that's how the jostling happened.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a possible argument we could make. I don't know if we can get away with it yet. I kind of... we might also get burned if we... Let's go gambling. Hooks it on
Let's
the
go
Freya.
gambling!
I hope. Hope should we raise? Should we gamble hope?
Gamble all hope.
Gamble all hope. Abandon all hope you enter here. Never, we will never abandon hope. Let's go gambling. Alright, we're gonna gamble. Always gamble. Always gamble.
Remember to do your best.
Oh, you might be right. Of course that's not possible. He was stabbed in the back while standing up, so...
Then he would have collapsed face first onto the floor, bringing the sword with him. No!
Oh, well, yes, if you want to get technical. I suppose if
Not for
Chopin...
me specifically!
Suppose if Chopin was impaled, then fell face first.
Makes perfect sense for the sword to get caught in the floor as he collapsed on top of it.
So we can conclude that after being impaled, Chopin fell over with the sword still in his torso, dropping the sword into the ground. And his attacker aggravated the wound by trying to retrieve the sword from his corpse. Does that sound right? Nah.
What? Are you asking me?
80, please. Sort of. Asking the room, I guess. Well, I believe I can answer. What you're describing makes sense, Dr. Sato, but only up until we consider, again, fingerprints on the sword handle. If if my client really did impale Tariq Chopin and get his sword stuck doing so, why would he try to retrieve it with only one hand?
Because he had to retrieve it with one hand. You yourself already elucidated that the defendant's left hand was broken when he destroyed the elevator panel in Crane Tower.
His left hand was too damaged for him to even grip a sword. Doesn't square with this piece of evidence. Oh? Oh. What's that other thing? Are we making the reverse argument now? I mean... Unless she wants to deny it.
I love gambling. The mag you asked?
How could my client's left hand be too damaged to grip his sword, and yet also capable of gripping the Mag US? Boom, made our money back instantly.
Oh, that's the thrill of gambling.
Yeah.
It is hardly impossible to explain. We've already determined that the Mag US was fired twice before the sword was used at all. Firing such a weapon with a broken hand surely rendered his left useless.
That's...
It is difficult to wield a sword with a damaged hand, isn't it, Sosuke?
Historically, even the loss of a pinky on your non-dominant hand was considered enough to render you relatively defenseless.
Oh, is that why the Yakuza would offer to cut off fingers as recompense for offensive?
That's right, Sarah. Fact. Cut the chatter and save the history lesson. How did I please?
Autism to autism communication.
He had to pull the sword loose with one hand because his left was useless. Looking at all the forensics pulled from the katana, that's... Your Honor, the people claim that my client had to use one hand to retrieve this sword because his other hand was disabled. Does the evidence actually suggest that?
What do you mean?
Forensics performed with the katana found my client's right hand fingerprints on the handle. But what grip are the prints a match for?
Let me just give a quick think here as I meticulously analyze the position of each finger.
Lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. Yeah!
Normal grip normal.
80 would be the kind to sit on the stand and hold her hands up and be like, oh, yep, the thumb and finger, that's an L, that's my left hand.
Do you mean to say that the thumb is facing towards the blade, Your Honor? Well, yeah, but isn't it easier to just say he held it like normal?
So normal. My client only held the sword with his right hand normally, Your Honor. Which would mean he held the handle like that even as he tried to jostle the blade free from the floor it was impaled in.
Which is far from impossible. If, Your Honor, the court has questions about exactly how the defendant was positioned when he was found standing above Officer Chopin's corpse, we believe the people's next witness will be able to answer all of them.
Are we gonna get it? Are we gonna get the cop? It can only mean it's finally time to face off with the arresting officer.
We finally get to see the killer.
Chopin's partner.
Very well. And let us summon to the stand. No, name not found.
Yeah.
Did he leave?
What? What?
Is that a family or given name? What? Yeah, got one big ol' error right here, and it's a classic. Witness not found, literally. He ran away.
Oh, no.
He ain't here.
Yeah.
Money? He had hours to get here. What the hell could he possibly be?
The star witness is a no-show.
Is this good news or bad news?
Like hitting the jackpot on the world's sketchiest slot machine. Feels good, but you get the feeling that the staff is going to make you pay for it.
That's idiotic. To pay for it when? Fine, I'll finish it myself.
Right about now. Uh-oh.
The Funk Soul Brothers.
Oh.
Perhaps it's for the best then, Your Honor. We can save the court the trouble of wrapping things up here and now.
Oh boy.
Facts are simple, and the defense has failed to refute them. Thus, the people call for a summary judgment.
Ready?
The defendant is the only one with his prints on the gun. He is the only one with his prints on the katana. His own employer testified to this court that he was attacked and captured by 4 of the 5 victims. He was found and arrested standing over the body of a dead cop before 2 more officers arrived and secured the scene.
That must be Reyes in London she's referring to.
As the only living person left at the scene of the crime, there was no one else who could have committed these murders. Unless there was a bad Samaritan.
Yeah. She's on a tear and I'd be lying if I said it wasn't entertaining. It's only because she's on tilt. She was thrown off by a witness flaking and it caused her to overstep. She's fired off a lot of claims in quick succession. Which is the weakest one? Where do I counterattack? We could accuse the... So, let's review Emma's claims. Prints of the gun, can't really argue that. Prints on the katana, can't really argue that. Kidnapping victim, stab the cop. I vote for the police testimony. The police testimony includes London and Reyes and our, and the killer, obviously.
I am very sorry to him if he's not the killer. Not very sorry.
So,
I think maybe the only suspect part.
Yeah, I'm leaning... Yeah, I think you're in it. She just claimed that Sosuke is the only one who could have committed these murders. She can't possibly prove that. She can't prove that there wasn't anyone else there that night because I actually was. Unlike her, I can prove the possibility of another party being present without having to reveal their identity. People are mistaken, Your Honor. My client wasn't the only other person there that night. There's evidence to show it. Yeah, I didn't see the crime. Used to write prints? Yes. Red ink. Classified documents. Broken back. Dark card.
No, see, mentioned the dark card was probably something that they picked up and were trying to scan themselves.
Found stuck in datapad wiped default prints known only to rich and criminals. Only partial prints found. Classified documents. The point we're specifically refuting is Chopin impaled. Now I'm second guessing myself.
It's tough here.
Yeah. Only to rich and criminals. Let's look at the dark card in the evidence. So hopefully there's more we can use there. Now the fingerprint of the owner and their passcode, the card is functionally useless. So, maybe my mind's just stuck on this, but maybe we could possibly make the argument that there would be no point in them trying to Get it? Oh no.
I don't know, that's scary.
I mood. And the record. Get red ink. What? Boss not even in evidence. Mr. White Prince, yes. But Emma does claim that Krieg's pod wiped the sword. Red ink, someone was going through it. Potentially. Broken bat, partial prints. Question is, my client was the only person that died. There's evidence to show it. Do we take a stab at the dark card? We kind of leaning towards dark card.
Can we see the dark card in the evidence again?
Let's see. Dark card. Like we could potentially use the fingerprint wipe as an example.
Yeah, because she doesn't have an answer to that right now, does she?
I don't think so. I feel like that might be our best scenario here. We say we take a stab at it, but we don't max out our bet.
Okay.
Oh.
What is that? The dark card found lodged into Creek's datapad.
That's right. The perfect payment option when neither you nor the businesses you frequent like attaching names to faces. We've already discussed that within moments of Creek's death, a transaction was being attempted on his datapad. Transaction made using this dark card, but whatever for? Perhaps some of the handful of illicit substances that were found at the scene of the crime.
Oh, crap, yeah, almost forgot. These guys were drug dealers.
Small detail, Your Honor. And drug dealers get customers, Your Honor.
Oh, this is how.
Oh, okay, we're cooking. Customers that can be very temperamental when things go south.
Are you trying to suggest that these killings were the result of a drug deal gone wrong?
I mean, they sort of were.
The drug deal made in person at a blue blood stronghold.
Dark cards require a passkey and a fingerprint. The card would be useless if its owner wasn't physically present for the transaction. Transaction that might be abruptly cancelled if tension spoiled over.
A potential buyer would likely have been across the desk from Creek.
Same spot in the room that we've established that the killer must have started their rampage.
Cute idea, Counselor, but there's no meat to it.
Oh, I love it when she gives me
I want Emma to eat my meat. I don't have any.
I love it when she gives me the look.
We know that Creek was using that datapad before he died. And we know that the dark card was processing a transaction at the time.
Alright.
For some reason, you made the assumption that he was selling.
What are you buying, stranger?
And the simplest explanation was that he was buying.
Oh, everywhere I go, I see their face. Still pretty.
They're so hot! Using the dark card that he owned.
The dark card belonged to Creek.
Is this where we bring up their brother?
Ooh.
How will you respond?
I don't need to respond with evidence. I just need to point out the flawed evidence she's constructed her argument upon. Do we have Creek's datapad in evidence? We do have Creek's datapad in evidence. Marshall's fingerprints found matching those of Creek and Chopin. The datapad is locked to Creek's fingerprints, making it difficult for anyone else to use it. Commonly sold to allow payment processing of unusual or rare forms, like a dark card. Why would he be reading his own dark card? I'm fairly confident in that.
Alright.
It's very clear that Creek owned the dark card. Creek owned the datapad. The dark card was processing a transaction on Creek's datapad. Why would they be paying themselves? You really think that the datapad found at the scene belonged to Creek? What?
Technicians confirmed that it was keyed to his fingerprints, so...
Did I get the right idea but wrong pick?
Is it that they... Yes, I do. No! And she looks so cool!
Okay.
We really thought we had it.
Okay, that may have been worth it just to see more Morgan crack like that. All right. That's the dark card. The dark card's faulty evidence. If this led to us questioning that Creek owned the datapad, then... Boy, I hope I'm not wrong. Characterization, Your Honor. People are claiming that the dark card in the evidence record belongs to the victim, Creek. Despite the fact that it has no fingerprints on it either.
Ah, simple as that.
We made our money back.
Yay! What?
Yeah, the achievement we got for that said, reading the card explains the card. Oh. If that dark card had belonged to Creek, he would have had to insert it into his datapad with his teeth.
Yuck! So who did the dark card belong to?
Perhaps a customer who didn't like his prices.
A disgruntled customer could have wiped their prints off the card to disguise the fact they were ever there. It's absurd. The customer brought that dark card with them to the crime scene. Why the hell wouldn't they take it with them when they left?
It was stuck in the datapad.
They pulled a little harder. They could have taken the datapad with them. Nothing behind something that valuable.
Someone who left absconded with someone needs something even more valuable. The card is worthless to everyone but its owner.
To whom it could be priceless. Did they choose to leave it behind?
The answer to that is simple, if I'm honest. We're discussing the possibility of a deal gone south. What could cause that in the first place?
Aggressive negotiating tactics?
Or a customer who couldn't pay.
This customer could afford a dark... Oh, right, because dark cards, like, from the outside, they're not distinguishable from regular cards, so if they're going by the idea that someone stole this and didn't realize it was a dark card.
And yet they couldn't pay.
Hold on. You're trying to say that all these deaths, all this carnage... I think it's all because their card got declined? Sure, let's go with that.
Hard to live down that kind of faux pas.
Murdering 4 or 5 people in order to skip paying your bill is pretty aggressive, but if you need your fix... Was there any indication that contraband was taken from the scene of the crime? Your Honor, that is difficult to say. Without knowing their inventory before the crime occurred, we cannot rule out the possibility.
That was a little lackluster for pushback. Is she really that thrown off by this witness playing hooky?
I hate to do this because I love spending time with you all and having a physical body and being ensouled. But it does seem like I have to declare a recess while we wait.
Perfectly reasonable, Your Honor.
That's the most romantic thing I've ever heard.
What?
Court is now in recess.
Woohoo!
So, Oreo Holdings is not part of House Icaria?
No, it is. House Icaria is comprised of the literal Icaria family, the Icaria Financial Group, and Oreo Holdings. Each of those parts is a separate identity from the others.
That is very confusing.
No, it's... well, yes, it can be confusing, but it protects us.
Protects the IFG?
No, protects the house from itself.
If everyone in the Icaria family was a member of the IFG, and the IFG was called the Icaria family, that'd be much simpler.
It would be simpler, but that's... who the hell is this guy to keep Rockford waiting? You're addressing your question to me? I've never met the man. Well, he's met you, smacked you upside the head and cuffed you. If you say so. I told you I don't remember anything after I walked out of that holding room. Oh, Sarah's Googling. Chime in at any time.
Apologies, Adonai. I was just trying to answer your question. Oh, doing a background search. Who the hell is Officer Rogers?
You find his socials or something?
I found a news story attached to a live feed. He's shaking hands with some men at the top of some stairs.
Right now? What's the headline?
City council members thank heroic officer for his service. He skipped out on trial for this.
Oh, boy. Oh, well, that makes sense. How can it? Emma's outranked. Politicians decided now was the time to do photo ops. She doesn't have the pull to go against them.
Oh, that's worse, actually.
Yeah. Are Officer Chopin's parents there?
Yes, both of his fathers were present.
Adoptive fathers. Are you trying to make me feel better? Adoptive or not, they are his parents and their pain is real. Of course. But that pain would be equally real if they weren't expressing it in front of those cameras, don't you think? Joe's got a point. You're feeling guilty, Sosuke. Please get it out of your system before the trial resumes. I don't feel guilty. If I did kill that officer, I wouldn't lose sleep over it. That doesn't make it right. Something very potent about that comment. They'd be equally as aggrieved if the cameras were off, would they? How much of it is just putting on a show for the political side of it, and how much of it is actually, you know.
Okay, hear me out.
Okay.
What if Chopin stabbed himself in the back with a katana? Taking a life.
When Chopin just straight up Nagito Komaida'd himself. Parents haven't outlived their children. And here I thought you'd be all about filial piety. You telling me you wouldn't take a bullet for your patriarch, Daisuke? Of course I would. And force him to outlive his son? How could you? Adopted son. Of a branch family.
He is such a mess.
Do I need to point out how badly you're contradicting yourself? Daisuke Ikaria could have let me waste away when the rest of the Hayakawa branch was killed. Instead, he placed me at the right hand of power, seat of honor. A subservient seat. All seats are subservient. But the one at the top.
I didn't know the rest of your birth family died, Sosuke.
Oh.
I didn't know your entire family died, Sasuke.
Yeah. Wow, that's rough, buddy. Retaliation for the fall of the leaves. Quite the dignified way to refer to the Ikaria killing all those blue bloods 30 years ago. Anyway, it was my understanding that that was a complete and total victory. The kind that left the blue bloods incapable of counterattacking. Very nearly so.
Do you disapprove of what happened 30 years ago, Sosuke?
Of course not. The barbarity of the house's enemies left it with no other choice but to act. No way out, huh? By the way, I was asked to pass along a message to you. If you're given a way out, take it. Who told you that? Do we be honest with him to see his reaction?
Yeah, I think so.
Really,
You don't have any reason to lie right now.
Right. She said her name was Mirai. 3 points for honesty.
Hey!
Who is she? A powerful member of the house, on the side of Arya. Slow down, loose lips. I didn't ask for a whole life story. What? Oh, sarcasm. I'm sorry. I'm just surprised. Surprised that she would take a personal interest in the outcome of this affair. So did that message mean anything to you? Not sure. You're a terrifically helpful client, you know that? Something you should know about me, Morgan. About the Hound of Ikaria. You earned that title as a bodyguard or a head of security. I didn't learn how to kill in the military. Hound of Ikaria is the house's personal assassin. Now you're speaking Now you're speaking my language. What happened to the House of Ikaria being refined? Elevated above their criminal past. The house is elevated. That status has granted it more enemies than ever. These that need to be taken out silently, but undeniably.
Undeniably?
The biggest pain here is going to be if this kills Sarah's image of Sosuke that she's built up. What I do is send messages that need to be received by the right people. They need to know who it's from. You kill so that the other houses in the nobility know it was the Hound. And prove that House Ikaria was responsible. Their own pride over being able to handle things internally, and the humiliation of being outplayed ensures the deaths stay out of the papers. So the entire police force can descend on a jaywalker caught by a reflection off of a dash cam. The nobility gets to wave off the surveillance state with a perfumed handkerchief, flaunting how the rules don't apply to them. Boy, that hits harder, yeah.
No,
Like
sure
I thought.
does.
A very pure expression of power. Taking back the lane from when I heard he was in the military. Assassin gets some cool points again. Okay, fair. Understandable, Chris. So all that talk about you being Makoto's head of security, that was all true. I have been Makoto's head of security for the past year. Did your courier business dry up? Circumstances around Makoto had changed. I was asked to step in, fill a role. What you said about guarding the previous heir, waving your katana around as soon as you could walk. Circumstances were different then, too.
I like he was more of a body double of sorts, or at least a shield.
Yeah. Why tell me now? Because now that I've seen her, I don't think Rockford will have missed it. No? Why didn't you tell me yesterday, the first time we met, when I could have actually prepared for this? Clearly you've got some deeply held desire to rot in prison, since you won't help me win this case. What happened the last 5 minutes that you've suddenly got cold feet?
How did I?
Yesterday I thought you were just some outsider in over their head who would surely drown if they knew who they were defending. Today, I think you're an outsider in over their head who could stay afloat without a lifeline. Thanks for the heads up. 5 minutes notice really comes in handy when your client asks you to catch a bullet. Excuse me. Morgan's fucking pissed.
Oh.
Sorry to disappoint you too, Sarah.
Aw.
Can't imagine you're pleased to be defending a self-confessed killer.
I don't know what you went through when you were a soldier. I have no idea what you've gone through as an assassin. Yesterday, Ed and I suggested I shouldn't speak about those kinds of things since I have no experience with them. I don't know if she's right about that. But soldiers and assassins do exist in this world. And they are still people. And I think I would be sad if I couldn't talk to any of them. I love her so much.
She's so good. She's so good. I must give her pats. Pat, 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 pat. Patting her, patting her, patting her, patting her. Come on. Yeah, there she goes.
Who's a good Sarah? On a related note, could you catch a bullet, Sosuke Ikaria?
I must know. No, Sarah.
But you're a cybernetically enhanced martial artist.
Bullets are very fast.
That is true. You can't do some Matrix shit?
Could probably catch an arrow if I knew it was coming.
Tell me more.
Let's see. Going back into court. Yeah, we're going back into court.
All right. Recess is over. Should stream be?
Do we want to see his face and then we call it?
Yeah. So, you and your partner were the second officers to arrive on the scene.
Brace yourselves. What? Oh, no. No.
No, it's just London.
London, alright.
I do love London, though.
That's correct, ma'am. The 10999 went out. My partner and I were relatively center city. Alright, London. You survived today.
We save on London's beautiful face.
Yeah. And we head pat our daughter. As we look for someone to aid. Going on. So yeah, we are still very much we're still very much fixated on the partner who is deliberately not showing up.
Right.
In the slightest. So I'm very, very sus. I still believe that Sosuke is some kind of survivor of the great Blue Blood Purge. But
what are we gonna do if the cop is hot?
Oh god. We I should load up like a just
I shan't.
I should just load up. We're not loading up. I should just throw like a blue dot into OBS just to cover his face. Give him
just like Iapetus.
Yeah, give him the Iapetus heaven will be mine treatment. Make him suffer. Let's see. Anyone good on your list that looks good to raid into?
How do you feel about Danganronpa?
I have complicated thoughts about Danganronpa, but let's go raid Aria